It all started at the era of honor begins. I was faced against American Dragon and Christopher Daniels. The end result was the match that put ROH on the map. It was one of the greatest victories of my career. It continued at the Round Robin Challenge. I proved to Christopher Daniels that I was the better man. Then American Dragon took me beyond my limits with Ken Shamrock watching on. No matter what I do, no matter what I've done, that will be one of the most memorable matches of my life. A night of appreciation. AJ Styles and I showcased our abilities in rare form. We were both at the best of our game. And AJ, I admit, I wasn't happy with the way that I won. But we will meet in Boston to determine conclusively who is the better man. Finally, a road to the title. Saw the match that everyone is talking about. Red. What can I say? Words can't describe what happened in this ring. And Red, you proved that you are one of the most difficult fighters in this business to defeat. Then, Christopher Daniels found out what happens when I'm pushed too far. I don't regret what I have done. And I will stand by my words when I say the only way you will hold the Ring of Honor Championship is over my dead body. These 4 shows have led us here, the crowning of the first Ring of Honor Champion. For 1 hour, I will face 3 of the top fighters in the world. And I will prove that it's not the size of the fighter, but the size of the fight he will bring. For 60 minutes, Doug Williams, Spanky, and Christopher Daniels, all you can do is be ready.
The big question in Ring of Honor. Let me tell you what the big question is. No, it's not what Loki's doing. No, it's not what AJ Styles is doing. No, it's not what Donovan Morgan's doing. The big question in Ring of Honor is, what's going on between the king of old school, Steve Corino, and Simply Luscious? Well, here's the answer. You see, when Simply Luscious and I were together, the sparks were flying. The tension was there. The chemistry was right. It's just a shame the microphone just happened to be on this time.
I was trying to keep it professional, but deep down inside, I wanted him.
Oh, yes, she did. She wanted the King of Old School. You know why? Because the King of Old School's a winner. Anything I do, I'm a winner. And you see, she has been treated unfairly since day one here at Ring of Honor. And she joined up with Christopher Daniels in the Prophecy. But that's business. Me and her, that's personal. Now, I'm not going to say it's the right choice joining up with Christopher.
Hey.
All right. Business is business. And when you're with Daniels in the Prophecy, that's business. Me and you, it's personal.
That's right.
So tell me, Luscious, who's the greatest broadcast journalist in pro wrestling history?
You are.
Who's the best kisser?
You are.
Oh, baby. Who's the best professional wrestler in the world?
Christopher Daniels.
That's all right.
Have another banana.
No.
Banana's a different practice, but hey, look how you're devouring that. Practice
It's really a good banana.
Maybe it is. What do I know? You hear that? Oh my God, wait a minute.
Go ahead, go see what's in there.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Can't help it. Stop doing it.
Well,
we don't want your kind of people here.
Yeah, you got a VIP pass?
well,
You got VIP?
I've got this.
Nah, would you like a banana?
You can't have it.
Get out of here.
No, get out of
My
here.
banana. I don't believe that. You stole my banana.
Who do they think they are?
I hate them. I don't care.
Hey boys,
What?
you got any more of those green FBI shirts left? I got
Tony,
a
Tony, how many times am I going to tell you? Forget about the FBI. Forget about that gimmick. That gimmick's run its course. It's over. Done. Finished. Cut. Put. Always talking.
Hey Guido. Hi.
Hey.
Boogaloo. I want to ask you a couple questions about Street Fighter.
You could ask me a couple questions, but do me a favor. Don't call me Guido. It's James Maritato.
First of all, stop shaking hands. And in fact, secondly, all you people know about shooting is about taking some guy in a dark alley and putting it to him real good.
What? Oh, I know you didn't say that. Hey, the only show we do is in the ring. How about y'all two FBI against the Natural Born Sinners in Boston? How about it?
Well, first of all, under the circumstances, I probably, the way he's been acting, never want to be his tag team partner again. Never want to be his partner. But when a challenge is issued, a challenge is accepted. And in Boston, James Maritato and Tony Mamaluke accept the challenge. We'll see you in Boston.
Guido! What about the shirts? I'll get him back eventually. FBI for life.
they're not the hardest hitting tag team because we're the best tag team, okay, Chris? That's just the way it is.
What the hell?
Oh, God, man.
What the? That was very good and scary, but we thought you might use a little snack. Would you like a banana?
Get out of here with that stuff!
No, none of that stuff.
Come on, get out of here, man! Get out of here right now! Banana, man!
Well, that's okay. We'll leave. But hey, we saw Brian excel, and he's hanging out with a new crew. And you know what? We're not telling you who it is. Wait till you find it. As a matter of fact, here, this is on me. Pendejo. I'm keeping mine for myself.
Who cares who he's hanging out with? Nobody wants to hang out with that freak.
Well, this should be very interesting. Joey Matthews, Christian York, 6 years as a tag team, but on the other hand, Prince Nana, who has an obvious head injury, and his new servant, new tag team here at Ring of Honor.
And as you see outside the ring, Alexis Laree here at Ring of Honor, one tough chick. She might be the difference maker in this one. Everyone knows that she's a corner person, but she can fight. She's as tough as nails. And speaking as tough as nails, Nana definitely has some screws loose if he thinks we're buying the fact that he's still injured. Steve, I can tell you right now, this is Ring of Honor, one of the hardest hitting places on earth. Nana, I don't know what he's thinking, saying that he doesn't want to get hit in the head.
Wait a second, Nana's not hurt?
Steve Corino is, if you ask me, he's the new Black Bob Orton because he is feigning an injury in the middle of this ring. Nana's no more hurt in the head than I am.
Wait a second, Orton was hurt either?
No, as far as I know, it was all fake gimmick, Steve Corino. Just like Nana in the middle of this ring, Nana bouncing around like jelly in a bowl. He seems to have the match well in control. His new servant, on the other hand, seems to be a little dazed and confused as Christian York pounds away.
Well, I'm a little dazed and confused. Tickle me pink and call me a mark, but I thought he was really hurt.
No, Nana seems to be doing a good job of faking everyone out. Right there, missed. Oh, double enziguri onto the skull of Nana, who seems to be bailing out of the ring.
I would too. The guy's got a head injury.
Nana claiming he can't be hit in the head any longer after suffering a concussion and being knocked out by Low Key. Nana seems to be hightailing it out of here.
I would too. You know, a head injury is a serious thing. You really should nurse it a little bit. I think Nana should take the night off. Here we got Matthews and York right there. Where's Alexis Laree? Alexis Laree's hot.
Beautiful leg drop to the back of the head on Nana.
That could be it.
Matthews and York score the pinfall.
Show Alexis Laree.
What do you mean my hand all right?
I just want to see if you, I just want to make sure your head part is alright.
I think he's okay.
I'm sorry.
Stay away from me. Stay away.
I was just trying to make sure your head is alright. You want the massage? What's his problem? Oh my God. Wait, I think the people are calling for us. Oh yes.
Is that our music?
Yes it is.
Oh my God.
Oh yes.
Christopher Street Connection has arrived. Steve Corino in all their splendor and Allison bringing up the rear. Literally, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I think we're in for some excitement.
What is the Christopher Street Connection doing here? Joey Matthews and Christian York have already wrestled a match, and the Christopher Street Connection are on their way to the ring, and I think he just kissed a man.
Well, it seems they have a crush on someone or something, and that's the reason they're out here right now, Steve. We'll just have to wait and find out.
Did he just kiss a man? No.
Oh my God. You pay me enough money.
I knew I could pay your brother enough money.
I am so sorry to interrupt your victory. Do me a favor, don't look at me like that, because I'll twist you tighter than those braids, Poppy.
Oh, he's flaming now.
Uh-oh, them's fighting words.
Chanting GAY or NYC?
I don't know.
Excuse me, Poppy, let me talk and I'll be right with you, okay, darling?
Notice some of the fans actually like him.
In what way?
Don't be jealous, you can have some too, baby.
10% of the population is gay, Donnie B. Even in your household. What language was that?
Gainies.
We were in the back watching on the monitor, and one of us found you very attractive.
Uh-oh.
I think it was Matthews. Matthews is cute. I mean, you know what I mean.
Come out and do something about it.
Matthews and York seem confused.
These two are not butch enough for you two.
Does Danger have the hots for Alexis?
Whoa! Laree with a big old fight. And one of the Christopher Street Connection just decked Alexis Laree.
It's breaking down here. This is quite exciting.
Is this right though? Is this legal? Would they consider this gay bashing? I'm not really sure. Joey Matthews all over the Christopher Street Connection in the middle of the ring. Allison Danger is down in the middle of the ring in the corner.
I want to see the girls go at it.
You have to be a little more specific, Steve.
Okay, Alexis Laree, Allison Danger, maybe throw Simply Luscious in there.
Whoa! Nice spear. This isn't a cat fight. This is a mauling. Laree is all over Allison Danger. Perhaps Danger is enjoying it. I don't know.
I don't know if she's enjoying getting punched in the head. The Christopher Street Connection a little strange. You know, she probably is enjoying it.
Some of these people are a little fruity, Steve. You don't know what really gets them excited. Right now, Allison seems to be a little hot and bothered under the collar, and Laree is taking her to town. Christopher Street Connection now has Laree in the middle of the ring. What's going to happen here?
Well, they're not going to kiss her, obviously.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. I love the camera work here, Ring of Honor. She's not as hot as Luscious, but, you know, she's hot.
And right there, Allison Danger putting something on her hand and spanking the derriere of Alexis Laree.
It's a sparkle. I think Allison's marking her like a brand. She's girl crazy.
Whoa. Matthews and York in with the quick save, but not before Allison Danger has put her scent on the derriere.
Hey, y'all said the ride was 26 hours. It only took 25.
Hey, rookie, why don't you shut up? Get my bags, all right?
Yeah. Where's his bag?
Oh, you gonna take it?
Yes, I'll take it.
Get your stuff.
Yeah, Michael Shane's got some kind of attitude. I don't know, dog. He's kind of messed up.
That's the way he is. Don't worry about
like that to me. I'm his damn partner.
it. All right, don't worry about it.
Just ain't right, man. We'll see you in the match.
district is very important here at Ring of Honor. It means no more 26-hour rides from 150-degree San Antonio, Texas. It means you get blown. It means you get your hotel paid for. It means you get a little per diem. It means more money. It means like stuff like I get.
Well, right now, starting out the bout, Biohazard and Paul London. This should be a heck of a matchup. These two men are young, they're hungry, they're a little inexperienced, but they're willing to work hard, they're willing to make their way up the ladder. And Don Juan and Michael Shane waiting on the outskirts. It's very important for all four of these men to shine in this matchup as the winner gets the contract. Right now, Paul London looking to jockey for position with Biohazard. Steve, you know some of these men better than I do, but I have to say, looking at the four of these men, I would have to give the nod to Paul London, who's been absolutely outstanding since he's been here at Ring of Honor. One of the most popular wrestlers. He's very flashy and does some of the most incredible moves I've ever seen.
Well, Sam, I have to disagree with you there, Donnie B. My pick is Michael Shane. Michael Shane is awesome. I mean, this kid is everything that a pro wrestler should be. He's great on the mat. He's great in the air. He's got a great attitude. Unlike the other three guys, they listen to their trainer, Rudy Boy Gonzalez, and that's what's going to be their downfall.
Well, as Michael Shane shoots Paul London off the rope, up nice, beautiful leapfrog on Paul London. Two nice arm drags right there by London. London took Michael Shane out of the ring. London looking to go airborne. Oh, a nice flip over the top rope by London, Steve Corino, and the bigger men on the opposing side are down right now. London needs to use his speed and agility, and there Rudy Boy giving it a
Rudy Boy just picked his pocket. Rudy Boy just picked Paul London's pocket.
Well, I didn't see that. As you may or may not know, London is one of Rudy's pet students. He loves London. He sees great things from London. He sees London as a guy ready to break out, and break out here at Ring of Honor is exactly what Rudy Boy wants him to do.
Oh, come on. Rudy Boy can't even park. Did you see it? It wasn't a 63 Impala he was parking. It was a 2002 Plymouth Voyager that he had to rent, not steal like he does down in San Antonio.
Don Juan, nice flying elbow to the head of Shane, and Shane is down. Steve, Don Juan is Chris Marvel's tag team partner, and this young man is ready to make a move here at Ring of Honor ever since Marvel's horrible injury at the Round Robin Challenge.
That was the tough break for the kid.
Steve, that's a horrible thing to say. You know very well what an injury is like in the world of professional wrestling. This young man, Don Juan, he earned his spot here on this show tonight. He worked extra hard at the Texas Wrestling Academy, setting up the ring, selling popcorn, handing out the flyers, whatever needed to be done, Rudy Boy made him do. And a nice, beautiful high-impact maneuver there.
Oh my goodness, London landed on his head.
Paul, get up!
Rudy telling him to get up. Has Rudy ever landed on his head before?
As any good trainer would do, Steve, he's looking after his proteges, after his students. Michael Shane, right on top of the injury, pounding away on London. London face first into the turnbuckle, and that turnbuckle pad has absolutely no give.
Trainer my eye. He's a big potato with legs, Donnie B. I'm so sick of seeing Rudy Boy Gonzalez come up here and sponge off the boys. He takes 22% of their pay. It used to be 15, but now because they're all over with the fans here in South Philadelphia, he takes 22%.
Steve Corino, that's a bold-faced lie. You know that Rudy makes the journey here for absolutely nothing just to oversee his proteges. And right now, Biohazard having some crosswords with the referee as he felt he was jobbed there on that pinfall.
Jobbed? You should talk to all the boys to see how much he charges for trans on a 26-hour ride.
Well, Steve Corino, Rudy Boy's finances are none of your business. I have it on first-hand authority that that was a beautiful high-flying scissors.
The tag to Don Juan. Don Juan not coming in as fast, but they're a crucifix into a sunset flip. A beautiful move there.
Don Juan wants to cement his place here at the Ring of Honor, and how appropriate would it be for this young man on his first appearance at Ring of Honor to walk away with the contract? Nice float over London Bridge type suplex, no pun intended, Paul, right there by Biohazard.
Why any pun intended? You know who would be pissed if any of these three got a contract? Michael Shane. Michael Shane's worked hard. I've known Michael Shane for a few years now. The kid is just hard work personified. The kid eats, breathes, sleeps professional wrestling. He wants to be the best. He wants to show everybody that he's not living in Shawn Michaels' shadow, and I think he's going to. Ring of Honor is going to be the place where Michael Shane becomes a breakout superstar.
Well, speaking of breakout, that suplex off the top rope might just break out the spine of Don Juan. Don Juan down to the middle of the ring, only a 2 count. This young man is fighting like a lion here at Ring of Honor. All 4 of these men have been fighting very hard. Any other man might have been pinned by that superplex off the top rope, but Don Juan showed some incredible intestinal fortitude by kicking out the larger member of the team, Biohazard. A beautiful snap suplex on the neck right there. A little bit of a variation of what Mr. Perfect used to do, only off the second rope.
We saw there Michael Shane showing a lot of smarts there. While Biohazard was playing to the crowd, Michael Shane made the tag, he went for the pin. The team doesn't get a contract, Donnie B. Only the winner of the fall. If you make your opponent submit, surrender, pin him, you're the one that wins the contract, not the guy sitting on the outside.
Big clubbing right hand there by Biohazard onto the body of Don Juan, who seems to be absorbing a little too much punishment here. Paul London needs to get some encouragement going from outside the ring. A nice roll through by Biohazard. Beautiful block there by Don Juan.
Don Juan knew Biohazard. They know each other so well. All four of these guys do know each other so well. And this is what happens. They know their signature moves. Biohazard went for the second rope moonsault. Don Juan knew it, put his knees up, and that's where we're at right now. Don Juan's got to make a tag to Paul London. Biohazard's got to make a tag to Michael Shane because these guys both hurt. Michael Shane, Paul London, very fresh right now. And there it is. Michael Shane's in the ring. So's Paul London. And it's going to break loose right now.
Beautiful clothesline by Paul London on Michael Shane. Another one. Paul London with Michael Shane into the ropes. Michael Shane up in the air. Biohazard in the ring right now. And he gets a big backdrop for a good measure. Michael Shane right now. Paul London a little bit dazed and confused. Nice forearm to the face of Michael Shane. I've never seen that move before. Referee Rick Porter lets us know that it's just a 2 count, Steve. This match is moving at an incredible rate.
Yeah, but Porter's got to realize that Biohazard's not the legal man in the ring. Michael Shane and Paul London are. That would have been a travesty of justice right there if Rick Porter would have called the 3 count there.
Paul London with the body slam on Michael Shane. Paul London perhaps going to the top rope. A nice back suplex moonsault off the second. Referee Rick Porter telling us just another 2 count. Paul London a little lax there. Needs to hook the leg if he wants out of here with a contract.
That's right. Paul London's got to hook the leg. Paul London, very impressive here at Ring of Honor. These two right here, two of the best up-and-comers right now. Paul London, super kick right to the teeth.
And I wonder where he got that move from. As everyone knows, you said it before, this man is blood relative, blood related to the HBK man himself, Shawn Michaels. So he is well versed in the super kick. And right now, these 4 men are letting it all hang out. Nice knife edge by Michael Shane on Don Juan. It appears that the bigger gentlemen in this match, Biohazard and Michael Shane, have things in control. But look for the high flyer, Paul London, as he moves out of the way. Nice kip up. Nice kick to the kidneys on Biohazard. That'll take the tank dry.
Yeah, kicking in the kidneys is not fun. When you're peeing blood at 3 o'clock in the morning,
crushing move. Michael Shane, Paul London, both them in the middle of the ring. Biohazard seems to have the wind knocked out.
Michael Shane saved his partner for one reason. He knows that if Paul London would have won that match, Paul London would have been flying home to San Antonio instead of Michael Shane.
Well, none of these men want to make that drive all the way back home. Right there, Steve.
Submission.
I've seen him stretch people in practice with that move, and he's made many a man tap. I wonder if London will be the next.
Look at the hamstrings. The hamstrings being pulled. The ankle, the knee. This is what great submission wrestling's all about. Michael Shane's got his left knee in the back of Paul London. Paul London trying to hold himself up, because if he holds himself up, it could take pressure off. That will also take pressure off when your partner comes in.
Absolutely. Don Juan with a leg drop right there out of desperation. He too knows that if his team loses the match, and he's driving back to Texas with Rudy Boy. Nice dragon screw on the leg. Michael Shane up on the top rope. We have a pinfall. Beautiful elbow.
Picture perfect elbow. Picture perfect elbow.
Picture perfect elbow by Michael Shane. Both men going for the pinfall on Biohazard. Seem to be arguing right now amongst themselves. They need to stick with Biohazard.
No, Paul London did something good. He had to be selfish for once. If his partner would have taken the pin, Don Juan would have got the contract. Paul London's been here for months. He wants the contract, and Michael Shane just got him here.
Oh, nice back brain kick and a nice move by Paul London.
Who got the pin? Who got the pin?
I think it was Paul London.
The referee's awarding this match to Michael Shane. That means Michael Shane's got the contract. Michael Shane is now under contract to Ring of Honor. This is great. Michael Shane got the win. Paul London's hot, but Michael Shane is flying home.
Rudy Boy seems to be in disbelief.
Why? Because, you know, he can't rob Michael Shane anymore?
Look at that cocky smile. I tell you now, the fans think that London should have the contract. No more coming in every other show for Shane. He's got a Ring of Honor contract. He'll fly to Boston next month.
No way. You know what? Michael Shane deserved it. Who cares what the fans think? Michael Shane's under contract. And why is Rudy all upset? Because he knows that he didn't train Michael Shane. He trained Paul. He didn't train Michael Shane. He's upset because Michael Shane's now got a contract, Donnie B.
Well, he did have a hand in training him. He had a hand in training all four of these men. He just wants what's right. He feels as Paul London was robbed, he should have the contract.
Did Michael Shane just blow him off? Look at that cocky smile. I love this kid. Man. Oh, what? Rudy upset now? Big oaf. Go out and park your car again.
I hope you're listening real hard and real carefully, my friend. I know you're back there getting ready for your Iron Man match. And well, quite frankly, we all know you need to get ready because you're not as good as me. You will never be as good as me as you are in your spot.
Shane's calling out Spanky.
Whoa. Steve Corino, Michael Shane said a mouthful.
He's laying claim to the name of the showstopper.
What's Paul London doing, taking exception to that?
Everybody knows that I do those outstanding moves on the next wrestling camp.
Outstanding moves, great. He didn't win.
So if anybody's the showstopper, it's me. If you're right for you to call yourself the showstopper, that's a slap in my face.
Whoa.
Slap in your face, huh? You want to slap in the face?
Whoa!
We got a brawl. We got an unscheduled match here. Oh, big leg right there by Paul London. That is unfair right now. Michael Shane just wrestled a match. He just won a contract. What's going on here?
Paul London up to the top rope right now. Oh, shooting star, but Michael Shane out of the way. Michael Shane running clothesline on Paul London, and Paul London is down.
Paul London should be down. He attacked Michael Shane.
Not really sure where that ranks in the code of honor right there, but I'd have to say it's a little bit blurry. Michael Shane has the contract, and he is standing tall over Paul London.
Wait a second. I think I know what he's doing. He's going for it. One of my favorite moves, the picture perfect elbow. It's a coming. Set up.
From 3/4 away across the ring, I don't think he can hit this, Steve.
Oh! See, Donnie, you jinxed me, moron.
Paul London up right now. Michael Shane is down. Rudy Boy making the save. Rudy Boy interjects himself.
Rudy Boy thought there was a pizza in the ring. That's why he got in the ring. So you don't know these things, Donnie. You need the inside word. I'm on the internet all the time. I know it. I know what the word is.
Rudy Boy in right now, controlling them much like a college football coach would, taking control of his teammates, his team members. Rudy Boy just wants these young men to realize that there'll be another day.
No, he's smothering them like a fat man does to a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Please, Steve, enough.
I hate this guy.
Show some respect for Rudy. Rudy Boy physically removing Paul London from the fight area right now. Juan seems to be trying to control Paul London. Biohazard with Michael Shane in the other corner. I don't know what's going to happen, Steve Corino, but I can pretty much say right now that we have the birth of a new superstar here at Ring of Honor, and Michael Shane.
That's right. The real showstopper, in my opinion.
Don't worry. You guys win the match. Boston next month.
Good.
I'll talk to you. Boston next month.
Goddamn time to go on, man. It's about time you put me in a singles match, Rudy. It's about time.
But yet, you haven't even had a freaking match. You call beating people up a freaking match. Ring of Honor is in your tag team. You ain't shit.
Right here, Steve Corino, the hardest hitting tag team in sports entertainment today. The Hit Squad, and across the ring, Divine Storm.
Well, Donnie B, you got something wrong here. This is Ring of Honor. This ain't sports entertainment. This is hard-hitting professional wrestling at its best.
And these four men ready to square off, but as usual, it looks like we might have a few words of wisdom by Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm does not know when to keep his mouth shut. Up until a few months ago, I wasn't even aware that this young man could speak. Wow! These two men are weaving a web of obscenities that will hang over the Murphy Rec Center for years to come.
Donnie B, I've known Quiet Storm and Chris Divine for over a year now, and I think they've said about 6 words between themselves, but, in that time. You get Quiet Storm in a ring, and Rose sounds like Andrew Dice Clay.
It's like the devil comes out of the young man, and right now the Hit Squad is all over Divine Storm. Divine Storm taken to the outside, Chris Divine, the Hit Squad outside, and in the middle of the ring, beautiful takedown of the arm there by Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm with the cross-arm breaker on one of the members of the Hit Squad right now in the ring. Low blow by Chris Divine.
Well, low blow by Chris Divine, that'll knock any man down. Any man that's, got a clown.
Forearm shiver to the face of the Hit Squad. The Hit Squad right now a little off balance, and Quiet Storm seems to be gaining some momentum. Oh, nice overhead suplex.
That's what Monster Mack's known for. The overhead suplex drops a man right on the back of his head, and when you're flattening out, your neck is taking all the pressure.
Nice body slam by Mafia, who seems to be the biggest man in the match. He might be going for some of the power moves. Pulls the hair of Chris Divine and slams him right down to the mat. Seems to be sizing him up for one of those big power suplexes we were talking about. Going for the burning hammer right there, but Divine out of it nicely and scoops up the big man. A nice show of power by Chris Divine.
Beautiful. Chris Divine, a lot stronger than he looks. Chris Divine going for a 3 there, but didn't hook the leg. A great version of the DVD there he had, but he's got to hook the leg. If you're going to beat a hard-hitting tag team like the Hit Squad, you got to hook the leg.
Nice spine buster on the 300-pounder by Chris Divine. Chris Divine deceptively strong, Steve. That is absolutely no small child in the ring. That's a 300-pound member of the Hit Squad.
That's right, and you have the deceptive strength of a Chris Divine and the intensity of a Quiet Storm. You may be looking at the team that could be the first tag team champions here at Ring of Honor.
Chris Divine looking for some variation of the diamond cutter thrown off by Mafia right there. Blocks the punch. Chris Divine whipping him across the middle of the ring right now into the honor section of the padding. Chris Divine up and over, lands on his head.
Oh, that's not good. Monster Mack, or reversal. Mafia just...
The best way to describe that is a Hit Squad cannonball right to the face of Chris Divine.
That's right, and if you look, there's nowhere to go. The Ring of Honor turnbuckle pad is right there, and that pad is hard. That pad is not there for you to have fun in. That pad is there for a little bit of protection. And you're not protected when you have a 300-pound man putting his rear end in your face. There's nowhere to go. That's pressure on the head, the brain, the neck, and
high impact frog splash right there, and it's a good thing that Quiet Storm was in the middle of the ring to break that one up, or we may have had a pinfall. Quiet Storm off the ropes with a forearm shiver that knocks Mafia right down in the middle of the ring.
That's right, those forearm shivers hurt. When they connect with the jaw or under the ear, they can knock you out for a couple seconds. When you get knocked out for a couple seconds, that's a concussion right there. And when you're messing with the brain, you're messing with your life.
Only a 2 count right there. Quiet Storm seems to be a little angered as he comes over to the top rope, looking for possibly a suplex, possibly some sort of variation of the Diamond Dust. Right there, a beautiful move by Quiet Storm, who might have this one won. Only a 2 2 count.
And Donnie B, may I add that it's over 95 degrees in this building tonight. 95 degrees, and you have 4 men giving it all, forgetting about the heat. And when you have that heat, there's no air, especially when you're elevated. You're elevated 36 inches more than the fans are, so you're breathing less air than they are.
Up and over by Chris Devine on the second one. He was caught in the middle of the ring right there. Chris Devine scoots out of the burning hammer once again. Oh, nice kick. Oh. Clothesline from Compton in the middle of the ring, and Chris Devine is out of it.
Yeah, Chris Devine should roll out of the ring at 95 degrees, and you're running around that ring. You cannot breathe that well. As you see, Monster Mack Mafia taking a couple seconds there to get back. Oh,
charging Quiet Storm, speared him right through the middle of the rope. And in this type of matchup, the bigger you are with this heat in the building, the more of a toll will take. The longer this match goes, I have to give the advantage to Divine Storm.
That's right. Their cardiovascular is much better than the hit squad there. He
nice.
Just overheaded him.
Overhead suplex by Chris Devine, who after this match might make a claim as being the world's strongest man. Into the ropes, Chris Devine. Nice float over through head scissors on one of the members of the Hit Squad. The Hit Squad seem to be running out of gas right now. As you said before, it is almost 100 degrees. Going for the powerbomb right there, Chris Devine. Chris Devine seems to try to block it right there. Oh, dumped him right on his head.
And that's it.
Chris Devine tried to block the powerbomb attempt. He did all he could to get out of it, but in the end, it was the big powerbomb by the Hit Squad. The Hit Squad right here seems to have earned the respect of not only myself, but everyone else in the building. These two teams seem to have gained a little bit of measure of respect tonight, Steve.
And we've probably seen the last of these two going at it for a while. And they're showing code of honor will not be broken here. 4 honorable men, 4 men that went in, gave it their all at 95-degree heat.
What's up, Loki? I'm here to wish you luck in tonight's final match. And seeing that I was the one man who you didn't wrestle in the tournament last month, I just want to let you know, keep Xavier in mind if you win that title.
Fair enough. You got it.
Thank you.
And Steve Corino, we are set right now for what promises to be one of the most technically sound matches we have seen here at Ring of Honor. I am especially excited for this one.
Yeah, so am I. You have the veteran versus the young boy. You have a guy like James Maritato, shoot style, a man that's in his later 20s against a kid that's 18, 19 years old, Jay Briscoe. This is what James Maritato was 10 years ago. Intense, insane about professional wrestling. Jay Briscoe is an up-and-comer here. James Maritato is the veteran. James Maritato does not want to lose, and Jay Briscoe wants to prove a point here that he's better than Maritato.
Well, Maritato has been very successful here at Ring of Honor since his debut. He has been getting more serious, been getting in even more tremendous shape ever since he got away from the FBI gimmick, the FBI stuff. This man is a shining example of what sportsmanship, respect, honor, and everything else that makes up Ring of Honor is all about. This should be a great match, Steve.
Oh, it should be a great match. I mean, on the other hand, Briscoe has a world of potential. He's only 18 years old. He's taking guys like Doug Williams, Red, and Spanky to the extreme limit. He's learning at every one of these matches. He's lost more than he's won, but this kid has a hell of a future here at Ring of Honor.
Well, as we said earlier on in the broadcast tonight in the tape, we mentioned that every match here at Ring of Honor is very important. As Mark looks on, he knows how important it is. And the day he turns 18, he too will be able to compete here in Pennsylvania. The winner of this match will have to be considered somewhere down the line as a top contender.
That's right. You mentioned Mark Briscoe. At just 17, isn't allowed to wrestle or get physically involved in matches by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission until he's 18 years old. He's been giving his brother a real hard time lately, as he's giving it up there.
Nice Fujiwara armbar there by Maritato. Maritato well versed in submission holds. Right there, Briscoe seems to be going to the outside underneath the bottom rope. Perhaps not having Maritato as well scouted as he thought. Nice leg dive takedown there by Briscoe. Briscoe with a cross-arm version of... I really can't see that Mark is in the way, but it seems to be a crippler crossface type variation on Maritato.
You notice Mark Briscoe looks away. He looks away every time that Jay Briscoe's on the offense. I think he's jealous that his brother can compete in Ring of Honor, and he can. And he wants his brother to fail because he wants to be the #1 Briscoe.
Right there, Briscoe looking for what could have been a Boston Crab. Maritato reverses it into a nice roll-up. Maritato goes for the big right, but Briscoe blocks it and sends Maritato down to the mat.
A nice strike there.
Mark seems to be looking on in anguish, seems to be a little angry at what's going on. And his brother Jay in the middle of the ring right now, dazed and confused, and Maritato capitalizes on it. Maritato with a nice leg dive takedown into some variation there of another Fujiwara armbar. It seems that his target in this match is the left arm of Briscoe.
That's right. You know, you mentioned the Fujiwara armbar. It was Maritato that was wrestling with Fujiwara in the UWFI promotion in Japan. Learned all the arm submissions that Fujiwara is so good at. And Maritato is as good. Beautiful.
Nice roll through by Briscoe into a variation of the stunner. Drop Maritato in the middle of the ring right on his jaw. That move came out of nowhere, and Mark seems to be even a little dazed by that one. Where did he pull that from? Only a 2 count there, right there. Briscoe almost skated out of here with a veil-thin victory. I'm not even sure if Maritato knows he was almost pinned.
Well, Maritato always knows where he's at. That's the thing you can never discount on James Maritato. James Maritato always knows where he's at. If he's on the offense or the defense, the man always knows where he's going to be.
Nice block there by Briscoe, who seemed to be trying to go to the top rope, but Maritato had it scouted and blocked. Maritato flung off of the rope by Briscoe. Briscoe, met with a hard clothesline right to the lower jaw. Maritato on top, and only a 2 count, a 2 3/4, Steve.
Once again, he's going for the armbar.
Look right back there to the armbar.
Jay Briscoe clutching on. And there's the key. When you slap the man, he's got to get to the rope. He's going to break. But I wanted to say, Jay Briscoe, once again, got crossed up, just like earlier in the night. You get crossed up with the new turnbuckle pads. It's a very Japanese-like thing, and that's what a lot of Americans get screwed up on when they go over to Japan, is the different turnbuckle pads. It may look, not as weird as it is, but it is. It knocks you off your game.
Well, right there, Maritato going airborne, not known for that, but what he is known for is that armbar. We've seen on numerous occasions. As a matter of fact, Xavier himself tapped to that armbar on the night of appreciation, and that armbar might scoot home a victory for Maritato tonight. Nice Death Valley driver by Briscoe and Maritato in the middle of the ring. This match is completely even so far, Steve. I would have had to give it a nod to Maritato being a little bit older, a little more well-versed, but Briscoe has hung in there much to the chagrin of his own brother Mark.
That's right, and right now, I think Jay Briscoe's going with the theory. It doesn't matter how many matches he wins, it's how much he learns. He's learning with every match. At 18 years old, this kid has got a world ahead of him. I mean, this is what professional wrestling's all about, learning and becoming the best. Jay Briscoe knows that maybe it's not his time at this moment, but he knows that in a couple of years, or maybe even 6 months from now, it's going to be Jay Briscoe's time.
3 nice reversal attempts into the rope, which ends up with Maritato on the top of the shoulders of Briscoe. Front fall away Niagara slam on the face of Maritato in the middle of the ring. Steve Briscoe, if he can capitalize on this, might have a win.
And Maritato has a very big nose, so that nose may have hit the mat, which may break the nose. And when you break the nose, it hurts the eyes. It makes the eyes water, and when you can't see, you can't fight.
Absolutely, Steve Corino, you said a mouthful with that, but right now Briscoe's all over Maritato, and as I'm watching the match, I'm noticing 2 different styles. Maritato going for the submission while Briscoe trying to get the pinfall. These 2 men know each other semi-well, not as good as some of the competitors here at Ring of Honor. Both know what's important and what's at stake here tonight as Maritato flings Briscoe off the second rope. Maritato once again airborne, nice double drop kick right to the face of Briscoe.
And did you hear the slap of Jay Briscoe's jaw when the bottom of, and look, Mark looks like he's happy.
Only a 2.
Like he's happy.
Another 2 count right there for Maritato. That was the first pinfall attempt, I think, from Maritato in the matchup.
I don't get that Mark Briscoe actually looks like he's cheering for James Maritato.
Not sure about that. We'll have to keep an eye on Mark outside, but Briscoe with a whip in on Maritato. Maritato, Briscoe up to the top rope. Maritato, a nice right hand to the breadbasket of Briscoe. Briscoe seems to almost be out of gas. Maritato, there's no way he'll run out of gas. One of the most physically fit men in the business today. Front face drop out of a suplex right there by Briscoe. Maritato's on easy street.
And this is the great action you get from RF Video, Ring of Honor. You can always go on the website, www.rohwrestling.com. Or if you want this videotape, go www.rfvideo.com. Oh, as he kicked out there. Beautiful
Kicked out there only at 2. The referee letting us know once again that this match is a lot closer than we think. These men are evenly matched in size and speed. I have to give the nod in technical ability to Maritato, but thus far Briscoe has held his own. Nice powerbomb block attempt there by Maritato. Briscoe didn't hit it all, and Maritato made him pay for it.
That's right, going for a 2 count here.
Another 2 count right there. Maritato might be getting a little flustered. Seems to be getting away from the game plan of going for the submission. Maybe trying to score a pinfall here on Briscoe.
And while I'm talking about the websites, Donnie, I might as well give the phone number. Over 5,000 video tapes. You can get to our video, 215-891-9404.
Oh, 2 3/4 right there, Steve. Sorry to cut you off, but Maritato seems to be dazed, confused, and flustered all in one as Mark looks on almost cheering for Maritato.
That's what I said earlier. It looked like Mark Briscoe was actually cheering for James Maritato against his own brother.
Right there, Briscoe with a nice hangman's attempt right there, looking for the neck breaker. Maritato trying to hit the kiss of death. A roll through block by Briscoe. If Maritato hits that kiss of death, it's all over with the shadows.
Beautiful, almost a 360 DDT, planting James Maritato down. Briscoe's got to roll over, he's got to hook the leg for the 3 count here.
Well, as we saw in the matches previous to this, the heat in the building is astronomical, close to 100 degrees, and that would affect almost all of the competitors here, but I have to say, Maritato is one of the physically fit, and right there, Briscoe, Mark Briscoe's walking away from the ring.
He's walking away from his own brother.
And Jay seems to be a little bit confused, and Maritato capitalizes right there, hits the kiss of death. An easy 3 count after the kiss of death, and Mark seems almost ecstatic. He seems overjoyed.
Mark's happy that his brother lost. This is unbelievable.
And now the gospel according to the fallen angel. You see, there is no doubt that Christopher Daniels is the #1 man in Ring of Honor. Because I've been the top independent wrestler in the United States for the past 4 years, there's no doubt that I am the top man in Ring of Honor. But see, the difference with Ring of Honor is that they're all based on the Code of Honor. And while this is a noble sentiment, in the end it's all based on lies and hypocrisy. How's that, you ask? Well, for simple reasons. For example, the era of honor begins. The very first show for Ring of Honor, the 3-way match involving Christopher Daniels, Low Key, and American Dragon. It took 2 of them and their 2 respective finishers to finally beat me that night. Are those the actions of honorable men? I think not. And then at the round robin challenge, Low Key bragged about his victory over me, despite the fact that it was my second match of the evening and only his first. Now, are those indeed honorable actions, Low Key? I think not. With that in mind, I formed the prophecy, whose sole reason is to bring the truth to the non-believers, the fans of Ring of Honor, that think that the Code of Honor is the gospel truth. Not so. But what does Ring of Honor do? They try to destroy us our first night out. They try to destroy you, Simply Luscious, by putting you in an impromptu match against Sumi Sakai. Are those honorable actions? No. But that's all behind us now, my sweet. You see, tonight is when the mission begins in earnest. You see, tonight, the mission of the prophecy to bring Ring of Honor down, and what better way to do that than become the first Ring of Honor champion. You see, with the power I wield as the Ring of Honor champion, I will rebuild Ring of Honor in my own image to fit that of the prophecy. You see, I will not shake hands. I will not follow this Code of Honor. That's right. I will not follow this Code of Honor. I will follow the prophecy's code. And the first target of the prophecy is you, Low Key. You've hounded me. You've tried to beat me. At the road to the title, you tried to murder me. Well, tonight, you pay for your sins. In the 60-minute Iron Man match, I will become the first Ring of Honor champion. Amen. Hallelujah.
This is Spanky. This is Loki. This is Christopher Daniels. Come on, this is Loki. Spanky. This is Christopher Daniels. Come on.
What's he got? That's a rubber chicken. These two are having some fun in there. What's he gonna do with that thing? Oh, right to the head. He just hit him over the head with a rubber chicken. Oh, it's gotta sting. And that's gotta hurt. You ever been beat with a rubber chicken before? Not since yesterday, Steve. Do I really want to know the story? Keep asking and I'll tell. Oh, over the top, no? Wait a second, what happened there? I heard the bell. I heard the bell. Is there a pin? H.C. Loke now. H.C. Loke is just disqualified. Corino, right now we are set for the war to settle the score between the Sinners and the Carnage crew. An old-fashioned street fight coming up now.
Oh my goodness, this is what I like. Old school bunkhouse style match. You know, no flashy entrances, no flashy tights, no flashy trunks. Just four guys going in beating the hell out of each other.
Boogaloo all over Loke DeVito in the corners with Mike Myers, who probably is Homicide underneath the mask. Homicide right back recently. Homicide right back from Japan recently and takes off the mask. And Steve Corino, I'm not sure, but is that a bulletproof vest on Homicide?
Donnie B, that is a bulletproof vest. Where do you get a bulletproof vest?
I couldn't tell you, Steve Corino, but Homicide looks like a man possessed all over DeVito with that bulletproof vest, using it as a weapon.
Donnie B, there's no honor in this one. This is a blood feud, and it's going to get settled right here in a blood match. The Sinners attacked Loke. The era of honor begins when Loke was a ref and DQ'd the Sinners for using a rubber chicken. Loke called his old friend DeVito, who is one angry person, and they busted Boogaloo open with hubcaps that they stole from Boogaloo's own car and rode to the title. And now these two teams are here to settle a score in a Bunkhouse style.
Oh my God, Steve Corino right there, barbed wire in the Ring of Honor. Who would have thunk it? Who would have ever thought we'd see barbed wire right there? Oh my God.
Donnie B, did you see that Homicide's face just went into the barbed wire? This is real barbed wire that you use at farms. Oh my goodness, this is going to be...
Homicide, Boogaloo, DeVito, Loke, four of the most bloodthirsty, toughest men you will ever see at Ring of Honor. There's nothing they won't do in this match, Steve. Nothing they won't do to win this one. The Sinners, the natural-born Sinners, Homicide and Boogaloo have grown up fighting in the streets their entire lives. And DeVito and Loke are looking to prove themselves, and DeVito getting mangled by the bar.
Let me tell you a quick thing about Homicide. I work for Pro Wrestling 01 in Japan. He works for Big Japan Pro Wrestling. My boss, Yoki Nakamura, actually came to me and asked me if I knew Homicide, because Homicide already has a reputation of being one of the most dangerous gaijin ever to walk into Japan. And think about all the gaijin that have walked into Japan. Abdullah, Brody, Hansen. This guy's already got a reputation.
Right there we saw blood on the camera lens as no one is safe here in the Murphy Rec Center. This is quickly broken down into a bloodbath. Right there, nice
blood on the camera.
Homicide. Homicide quickly bails to the outside of the ring. I don't think these men will be satisfied until someone's dead in the middle of the ring. Boogaloo right there on the body of DeVito.
Unbelievable. There's blood everywhere. There's blood on
that poor man in the wheelchair just got blood on his wheelchair.
Unbelievable. This isn't for the faint of our heart here, Donnie B.
Whoa, DeVito with the chair right to the head of Homicide. Again, oh my God, shots that would make Mark McGuire quiver in his boots.
And in the ring,
Loke with a Nice front face plant right there on the body of Boogaloo. Boogaloo down to the ring. DeVito all over Homicide outside the ring. DeVito looks like a man possessed.
We're seeing a new side of Ring of Honor, a new dimension to this product. It's hardcore, it's violent, and I like it. An unsanctioned match here. Who cares about shaking hands? We got some blood.
Loke with the cowbell in the middle of the ring on Boogaloo. And if you would have told me a few weeks ago you would see this type of match at Ring of Honor, I would have said you were crazy as a lark. Right now, Homicide, a bloody mess. This match may go all night, Steve. These men are losing precious life plasma as we speak. Who knows how long they can continue?
Let me tell you a quick story about H.C. Luke. H.C. Luke was a great young, up-and-coming wrestler when he came into Extreme Championship Wrestling a few years ago, and he actually stood up to me, and I put 57 real stitches. We're not talking about your Monday night who attacked who in a car. 57 real stitches in H.C. Luke's head. He's been angry ever since, and DeVito's angry. Boogaloo's angry. Homicide's angry. I'm happy because I love seeing this kind of action.
Well, some men out there when they get angry do crossword puzzles. Some men find a beautiful woman and make love when they're angry. These four men like to spill blood, and that's exactly what they're doing right here at the Murphy Rec Center at Ring of Honor. Steve, who would have ever thought you'd see this kind of carnage, this kind of violence at Ring of Honor? But that's exactly what this has led to. These four men hate each other. Oh my God.
Boogaloo stopped over my house before the show and grabbed my bull rope too. As you see, my bull rope, the same bull rope that I used against Dusty Rhodes, is in the ring.
Homicide all over DeVito right now. They've actually broken through the guardrails. Those guardrails are meant to keep the action inside the confined area. These two have broken right through.
Oh, that's going to cost them some money in their paycheck.
I don't think these men care about money. They don't care about winning. They care about one thing, ending the careers and possibly the life of the opposing team. And Homicide takes literally the guardrail and smashes DeVito in the face.
This is great action. This is different. This is what I love about Ring of Honor. You're seeing all different kinds of professional wrestling. And this is the first time we've ever seen this hardcore, ultra-violent type of wrestling. And I'll put it up against any of that other crap that you see anywhere else across the country. This is a feud. This is what old school feuds are all about. That's when blood and, going around the ring and hitting each other with objects means something. When there's two teams or two men that actually hate each other and they go at it. This is what Ring of Honor is all about.
DeVito swinging for the fences on the body of Boogaloo. This is absolutely calculated violence by the Carnage crew. These men are taking it right now to the Sinners, and the Sinners are taking what's dished out. Right there, the left arm of Loke is completely torn open. I think you can almost see his arm there, Steve. And Homicide absolutely showing no signs of slowing down, almost like a man possessed. It's like when the blood starts to flow, this man becomes another person.
Oh, that's right. The Natural Born Sinners love the smell, the sight of blood. And now he's whipping him like a dog here. Homicide whipping Luke. He's whipping DeVito. The referee better get out of the way. He's going to whip him too.
Actually, right there, Homicide removing some of the flesh from Tony DeVito's backside. And Boogaloo, how you doing, Mr. Loke? Here's a chair to the face. Boogaloo taking that chair and actually disemboweling Loke outside the ring.
And look at Luke's arm. Luke's arm is busted open. I mean, his head, his arm. You can imagine what's under the shirt. These guys are all messed up right now.
Goes for the drop kick, the first maneuver, actually almost 8 to 10 minutes in this match that we've seen. Steve, someone actually attempted a wrestling maneuver.
Wrestling has nothing to do with this one.
This is one of the damnedest fights I've ever seen, and dare I say the damnedest street fight we have ever seen in the Philadelphia area, and that covers a lot of ground.
And there was the Shining Wizard by Homicide, a move that he has perfected, a move that he's been knocking out everybody with, and Tony DeVito just kicked out.
Well, Tony DeVito is a veteran of the Mack game. He knows what he's doing in that ring at all times. He is one of the most schooled veterans you will ever find, and also one of the most double tough individuals you will find. Homicide right now maybe looking to lock in that 187 of his.
It's the cop killer. DeVito goes behind though.
Trying to hit the cop killer. Homicide blocked it, and DeVito with a nice hard clothesline on a Homicide. That'll take the wind out of your sails. DeVito snatching in the overhead leg suplex into the corner.
And that's the third time we've seen that. But
right into the barbed wire, Steve.
It was right into the barbed wire.
Homicide might be tangled up right there in the barbed wire. And if DeVito, he might want to try to leave him there if he's tangled up and concentrate on Boogaloo.
If I was DeVito, I'd I'd grab the barbed wire and start punching him like he owed me money. That's what I would start doing. If you got barbed wire, you got chairs, you got tables, you got the referee, use it.
Right there, DeVito unwrapping the barbed wire from the corner. I was just saying to myself, I bet it's a matter of time before they introduce it as a handheld weapon in the match, and DeVito is doing just that.
Oh, he's putting it on. He's putting it on Homicide. Just kicked him with it.
Kicked the barbed wire into the midsection of Homicide, and DeVito going to the top rope, perhaps trying for a moonsault.
DeVito's got a sweet moonsault here. He's going to moonsault
onto the barbed wire. Right there, DeVito took one to give one. Right there, the barbed wire is compressed in between the two bodies of DeVito and Homicide, and both men seem to be worse for the wear.
Yeah, but how smart was that of DeVito?
Homicide might be out of it. Oh, 2 9/10, almost a 3 count there, Steve. Steve Corino, what a fierce match this has been. One of the most brutal matches I've ever seen here at Ring of Honor.
Oh, absolutely, Donnie B. It's a new style here, Ring of Honor. You have the Japanese style, the Mexican style, Lucha Libre, American Pro Wrestling, and now you got the old school Bunkhouse style.
And Homicide with a nice diamond cutter variation on Loke. Loke is down in the middle of the ring. Boogaloo has wrapped the barbed wire around his right arm, whipping DeVito off the ropes. Oh, running Laree onto DeVito with the barbed wire. Tony DeVito is down in the middle of the ring. What is Boogaloo attempting to do with this barbed wire next, Steve? It's anyone's guess right now. The Sinners versus the Carnage crew has been brutal.
And when Homicide hits the ropes, Homicide through the ropes. Whoa! Unbelievable!
Dive right through the ropes, has completely taken out a section of the guardrail that is meant to. Right there, Boogaloo with the barbed wire has wrapped it around the face of Tony DeVito.
Oh my goodness, got it in his mouth!
Oh my! Tony DeVito has tapped. That's the only thing he could possibly do there, Steve. The man has barbed wire ripped in his face.
He's got barbed wire in his mouth. Unbelievable finish here to the Natural Born Sinners. The Carnage crew, Bunkhouse fight here.
These Sinners will do absolutely anything, and I mean anything, to win a match. They are absolutely brutal and know no bounds.
Oh, that was one of the sickest things I've ever seen, Donnie B. To have actual barbed wire in someone's mouth. That's a little sick.
Absolutely sick. The Sinners know no bounds. Boogaloo continue the assault on DeVito. It looks like these men are not happy with just hubcap to the face.
Oh!
The hubcap by Loke has completely busted open Homicide.
These guys were busted open before, but oh my goodness. Those hubcaps, man.
DeVito and Loke absolutely beating the tar right now out of the Sinners.
Unbelievable.
The Hit Squad in the ring right now to make the save, Steve.
Boogaloo's hurt, man.
The Hit Squad and the Natural Born Sinners might not have been getting along lately, Steve. As you know, it all started at the road to the title where the Hit Squad declared themselves the top tag team in Ring of Honor, and the Sinners took exception.
Well, of course they're going to take exception. You got 4 men full of pride here. Boogaloo is in bad shape here.
The Sinners took that as a sign of disrespect, Steve, and it looks right now like the Hit Squad is trying to help them out.
Well, let me give you a little known fact. Homicide was the man that trained the Hit Squad.
Right there, Homicide seems to be on. Oh, look at his head, Steve.
Oh, that
split down the middle by that hubcap of Loke.
He's going to have to see a doctor after this, definitely. Unbelievable.
Whoa.
Wait.
Whoa.
What's going on here?
Homicide seems to be a little miffed.
I thought all was well.
I need your help! Oh, I tell you that I told this! I need your fucking help!
Wait, he said he didn't need his help. Does this mean Homicide's taking this as a sign of disrespect? In my opinion, he thinks the Hit Squad is trying to show them up by making it look like the Natural Born Sinners need help, man. This is unbelievable. Hit Squad just came out to save their friends.
All is not well in the camp of the Hit Squad and the Sinners, Steve.
And we haven't seen the last of this.
Look at this. One of the opponents tonight, Glory Hound Daniels. Big Iron Man match tonight. 4-way. Got Chris Daniels. You got Loki. You got Doug Williams, you got Spank. Doug Williams, he's got the obvious size advantage. Not only that, he's got that English style. None of us are familiar with that. You got Daniels over there, 9-year veteran. He's been all over the world. How do you compete with that? You got Loki. He may look like Nosferatu, but his kicks can break human bone. What does Spanky got? Guy's got nothing. But the one time he did face Daniels, he beat him. Sliced bread number 2. The one and only time he faced Loki, he beat him. Left turn at Albuquerque. Never wrestled Doug Williams, but I have been trained by Steven Regal and Robbie Brookside. Have you, Doug? What else you got, Spanky? Glad you asked, pal. Heart. Now, I'm sure all 3 of these guys have been training real hard in the gym, been training hard in the ring, and watching their tapes. So have I. But how many nights have these guys spent sleeping on a cold, hard floor with no food in their stomach because of wrestling? I've been doing it for 3 years. I've moved from Washington State, leaving my family, to Texas. Texas, leaving my friends to Memphis. Getting fired in Memphis, moving out to California. Leaving California for Cincinnati. Now that's closed. I don't know where I'm gonna be in 2 weeks. All in pursuit of wrestling. Trying to be a better wrestler. Can these guys say that? These guys have given a lot. Physically, I'm sure. These guys have all given their body for the sport. How many of them have given of their soul, though?
Bro, I'm sorry I got hurt, but the real question is, who are you gonna find to be your partners tonight in the 6-man?
I don't understand as soon as we get back to Ring of Honor how we're in a 6-man. You know nobody in this company is gonna team with us. Everybody hates us. I don't know what we're gonna do, bro. I really have no idea, but we got a lot of problems right now.
Bro, speaking of problems, this building's not handicapped accessible.
Great. Let me go find somebody to help.
Hey, Tobin, what's going on, man? You're a little bit late, but that's okay. What's going on?
Nothing, boss. I got a few problems right now. How you booking us in a 6-man when you know Drake is hurt and I got no partners?
Exactly. We got partners right here. Whoa, Dunn, Marcus, and you.
Who?
Dunn, Marcus, and you. It's gonna be a great match. I just booked a match. 6-man. You guys.
Who the hell are these two?
Get the hell off me!
Touch, Drake.
Get off me!
Come on.
Are you kidding me? It's bad enough you got a team with my partner.
Great. Where are you guys? You don't know us. Don't worry about it.
Steve Corino, we have X Division excitement coming right at us. AJ Styles, David Young, and Adam Jacobs, an elimination 3-way for the NWA TNA X title.
That's right. Great 3-way potential right here. The last time Ring of Honor did a 3-way match, it was match of the year in my opinion. These 3 have a lot to contend with here. And when you got AJ Styles, the NWA TNA X champion, Adam Jacobs, a great young up-and-comer, and the veteran David Young, a 260-pound man that can fly like no other. This has the makings of one hell of a 3-way.
Well, this is the first time the NWA TNA X title's been defended outside the promotion, and we'd like to thank Jerry Jarrett, Bill Behrens, and Jim Miller, even Jim Miller himself, for making this possible. And Jacobs starting off fast.
That's right, Jacobs starting off fast. And let me tell you something, how rare it is that an NWA title is defended in a non-NWA sanctioned promotion. This is a historic event here. We'd like to thank Jarrett, Behrens, and Miller for allowing this to happen, because these 3 men are going to show Ring of Honor what truly the NWA Wildside promotion is all about, and the NWA TNA X Division.
Nice block there with the DDT by Styles on Young. Young knife edged into the ropes. Styles with Young off the ropes. Young coming out of a nice backflip by the 260-pounder. Young moves every bit as agile as anyone else in the ring, and right there a standing Frankensteiner by Young.
That's right, David Young is so impressive with the way he moves. I mean, he is a 260-pound man that moves like a cat, moves like a cruiser heavyweight. And this is why I've pushed David Young to Pro Wrestling 01 in Japan, who will be be making a debut in August with them.
Young going for the German suplex. Jacobs up and over on both men, but Young still able to hit the German. Styles, both men trying to pin David Young right down, eliminate him, but Young would have none of it, using his strength at his advantage. A nice front face kick by Styles onto Jacobs. Jacobs down in the middle of the ring, Young outside, and Styles standing tall.
AJ Styles may be one of the fastest professional wrestlers I've ever seen in my entire life. This kid moves so quick, it's unbelievable.
Well, as you know, Steve, AJ Styles right there getting busted open right there, head to the ringside post right there, and Styles is down.
Oh, there's no padding there.
Asai moonsault again by the big man, and David Young is down outside the ring, as is Styles, who seems to be bleeding as a result of having his head smashed into the, I think it was the side guardrail or the ring post. It was the ring post, Steve. AJ Styles in a world of hurt.
Either way, AJ Styles is hurt. He's been busted open. Adam Jacobs now to the top turnbuckle. Suicide dive here on David Young, and all three men down.
Adam Jacobs, David Young, and AJ Styles, all men outside the ring, and there you see blood all over the floor as a result of Styles being busted open head first into the side rail.
And Donnie B, these three men are longtime rivals in the NWA Wildside promotion. They fought several times for the NWA Wildside title, and each man has held that belt. In fact, Adam Jacobs and AJ Styles recently fought at Freedom Fight 2002 in a steel cage match for the NWA Wildside title, with Jacobs coming out on top. So you know AJ Styles wants some revenge.
Well, all three men just clubbering away on each other right now. Both men whip Styles into the ropes, who is a bloody mess. Styles up and over with a nice acai into a double underhook DDT. Reverse DDTs on Adams and Young. All men are down in the middle of the ring. As you know, Steve, Styles has become one of Ring of Honor's most popular wrestlers after classics with Low-Key at the Night of Appreciation, and then over 35 minutes in the ring in the grueling heat at the road to the title with great matches against Jerry Lynn and the fallen angel Christopher Daniels.
I mean, this is the great action you'll see every Wednesday night on DirecTV's NWA. Total non-stop action starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time. This is the type of action you'll see AJ Styles, David Young, Adam Jacobs. This is what the NWA is all about, and we're honored here at Ring of Honor to have them along.
Back somersault kick right there off the chest by Styles, followed by a power slam. Young on Jacobs, all three men in the middle of the ring. All three men neared exhaustion right now. This X Division match has taken its toll. Right there you see a close-up of the forehead of AJ Styles, the man who actually sacrificed his plane ticket so that the money could be given to the others to cover the driving expenses so that Young and Jacobs could come up for this match. Now that's a sportsman.
That's a sportsman. All three of these men are very good friends, but they're also competitors. They like to get in there, they like to beat each other up, and then they like to go and have some beer. And well, Styles likes to have his milk, but David Young likes to have his beer afterwards and talk about how he just beat his good friend AJ Styles up.
Well, right there, Styles was attempting to hit the Styles Clash, I believe, and Jacobs would have none of it as he ran across the ring and drop kicked Young right in the breadbasket. And Jacobs with AJ Styles on the top rope. What's he gonna do, Steve Corino? I ask you that.
I don't know what he's gonna do. Spine buster!
Fall away drop into a spine buster. Jacobs on the top rope.
And that's what
Styles,
David Young
I'm sorry, on the top rope. Styles, nice front flip into a Hurricanrana. Unbelievable move by AJ Styles. I've never seen anything like that, Steve.
But AJ Styles should go over to Adam Jacobs and eliminate him real quick, because the Messiah of the Spine Buster, David Young, just used that move, and that's why Adam Jacobs hasn't moved. David Young has one of the best spine busters, if not the best spine buster in the wrestling business today.
Whoa, only a 2 count there, and Styles seems to have taken a little too much time before he went for the pinfall cover on Young. Jacobs still down in a pile of rubble as a result of that devastating spine buster. AJ Styles whipped hard into the ring post. Oh, up and over by Young, who missed the calculated drop kick in the corner.
And that's right, fell on the top of his head again. That gives AJ Styles a chance to get up.
Once again, beautiful twisting thingamajiggy. I don't know the correct term for it, but it is a 3 count for AJ Styles.
And David Young has been eliminated from Donnie B's wonderful thingamajiggy from the top rope. That leaves Adam Jacobs and AJ Styles right here. The winner will walk out of Ring of Honor with the NWA TNA X Division title.
And Jacobs with a picture-perfect super kick right there on the chin of AJ Styles, right on the mark. Whoa, I thought we had a 3 count there. Steven Jacobs may have been smart. He seems to have a nice rest here over the last few minutes while Styles and Young battled it out, ending in the thingamajiggy by Styles onto the body of Young, scoring the pinfall.
Well, Jacobs made a huge mistake by not going after the cut on the top of AJ Styles' head and busting that open more. AJ Styles, if you look, the blood seems to have stopped. It seems to have scabbed up
Coagulated.
a little bit. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Which is allowing AJ Styles to think more about his wrestling and less about his head.
Well, AJ Styles whipped into the opposite turnbuckle there by Jacobs, again going for a leaping tight dive maneuver. 2 nice front kicks by Jacobs onto AJ Styles, and Jacobs seems to have the match in control. Swinging DDT on the Styles. He might have him here, Steve.
And what made that one?
Whoa, 2 and 9/10.
What made that DDT so great is Jacobs actually held on. He didn't let go of AJ Styles. He held on and planted AJ Styles' head right into the mat.
Styles into the ropes. Nice reversal. Young up in the air, going for the Hurricane attempt, but it is blocked. It is blocked by AJ Styles. Oh, AJ Styles with a sit-through Boston Crab type maneuver on Jacobs. Jacobs might have no choice here but to submit.
Jacobs has got to push up. As you notice, his hands are pushing on the mat to try to take some pressure off his back, which may have helped him from tap out.
A beautiful move there, though, by Styles, who seemed to have been going for the Styles Clash and instead turning it into a sit-down type of Boston Crab. Nice backbreaker by Styles, who once again is calling for the top rope, but he might be telegraphing it, Steve, might be taking too much time.
Especially from a guy that knows him so well. Adam Jacobs knows AJ Styles so well. As you remember, they fought at Freedom Fight 2000, where Jacobs won the NWA Wildside title from AJ Styles. So this is an important thing. Everybody knows each other so well, and he did. Adam Jacobs knew that AJ Styles was going to take too much time, and he capitalized on it.
All that Adam Jacobs up to the top rope right now. A nice blocked attempt at the Hurricane off the top. Might be the opening Styles was hoping for. Styles Clash!
That's gotta be it!
AJ Styles retains the X Division title in a beautiful match.
And you notice AJ Styles defeated both men, and both men were very impressive. David Young, Adam Jacobs have been impressive here, and they will be back in Ring of Honor. AJ Styles is the man to watch and the man to beat, and ROH Gold could be in his future. Just one match, Donnie.
Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion.
There's my opponent.
Also signed up here for the first
Fat
time
boy.
Ring of Honor that evening from Pro Wrestling Noah, Michael Modest.
Mike Modest in the house on September 21st, and Rudy with the mic.
Rudy's hungry.
Please, Steve.
Steve Corino.
That's you.
I've heard everything that you've been saying about me.
Bad, big oaf, piece of crap.
I saw what happened at the end of the road to the title tape.
Uh-oh.
And I'll do it again, Rudy.
Steve Corino, I had to kick your ass.
Uh-oh.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of my guys that'll kick your ass even more.
What?
So when we come back to Philadelphia,
September 21st, idiot.
September 21st.
There you go. Me and you.
Steve Corino, you got a match with American Dragon.
What?
Uh-oh, Steve Corino. You might have bit off more than you can chew, my friend.
party. XL and Dixie left their partner. I mean, why would they do such a thing?
Steve Corino, these three young men have done it. They've won their match. Whoa. Who is that, Steve Corino?
I don't know.
Big choke slam on Tobin right now by the unidentifiable black man with the dreadlocks.
Donnie B, he's not on my format. I'm looking at the pictures right now. I don't see this guy on my format.
Oh! Big double choke slam on Dunn and Marcos. Marcos and Dunn outside the ring, and
no, don't go after Drake.
Bigfoot fixing his eyes right now on poor Drake. Steve Corino, who is this man?
I don't know. I hope he's not a fan, because then he's just punked out 4 wrestlers.
He better wheel faster than that. I don't think dressed in all black with sunglasses. Whoa.
Drake just hit that pole hard. That man's got a legit injury, almost like Nana.
This large individual with the Rastafarian appearance has just brutalized a bunch of young kids and one particular invalid in a wheelchair.
I wouldn't want to mess with him.
Hit Squad! You want to interfere in our match against the Sinners? I'll tell you what, bitches. Next month, Boston, Massachusetts, August 24th, the Boston Massacre match. We'll bring the barbed wire. You bring your asses!
He's got it locked. Here it goes. This is the big finisher. No one gets out of this. All right on his head. The force of nature. It's over.
Wait.
The foot's outside the ropes.
He's gonna hit that pump handle. No, Xavier lands on his feet. Kick to the midsection.
Oh!
Some of that neck breaker. What a vicious neck breaker.
And he got him. Xavier got him. Maritato hooks in a nice suplex. He's going for a suplex on Xavier right in the middle of the ring. Nice slingshot. Scoot in right behind. Scoot. Go for the force of nature. Oh, he hit it. He hit it. That's it. The force of nature in the middle. Oh, right. Maritato broke it up. But there's Xavier with a nice. Oh, into the Fujiwara. Into the Fujiwara. This could be it. This could be it. Xavier tap. Xavier tap. Maritato just got his win back.
beginning of the end of Ring of Honor.
Corino, right now we are set for the main event, the dream match of a lifetime, the one we've all been waiting for, as these four men in the ring, Spanky, Doug Williams, the Fallen Angel, and Loki, have earned the right to compete to be called the first Ring of Honor champion.
That's right, Iron Man, four-way match here. Donnie B, this is something that I've been waiting for a long time. Four of the greatest athletes in professional wrestling today are in the ring together. Doug Williams, Loki, Spanky, and the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. In my opinion, whoever comes out on top of this is going to be an honorable Ring of Honor champion.
Well, as you saw right there to start the match, Christopher Daniels wants no part of Loki. Everyone knows the backstory here. Chris Daniels has made a mockery of the Ring of Honor. He's made a mockery of the Code of Honor, and he is the only man here tonight who has a personal vendetta against Ring of Honor. He doesn't want no part of Loki. He doesn't want to be anywhere near the ring when Loki is in there.
Well, you saw what happened before. I mean, would you want any part of Loki? He almost killed Christopher Daniels, for God's sake. Choked him out, wouldn't let him go. Even Loki's best friends tried to talk Loki out of killing Christopher Daniels. And I'll tell you what, if Christopher Daniels and Loki get in the ring together, man, there's going to be some sparks.
Well, right there, Doug Williams with a nice double underhook, and Loki quickly reverses it. Steve, as you well know, Doug Williams has emerged a main event star here in the States after the last show with the round robin challenge with with victories over Jay Briscoe and the American Dragon. He put on what I would say, in my estimation, was one of the most pure wrestling clinics I have ever seen. He and the American Dragon had a wrestling classic, which I will never forget, and he has demanded a rematch in the future. But will he be the Ring of Honor champion in that rematch? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. It was actually road to the title, Donnie B, but that's all right. That's why I'm here for you. Low key, Doug Williams starting off here. The crowd is hot. The crowd is expecting a match of the year candidate. And if you know Low Key and his Ring of Honor history, he is Mr. Match of the Year. He has put on what is considered a legendary series of matches here at Ring of Honor. On each of the first 4 Ring of Honor shows, he's produced a match of the year candidate. And even more incredible, every match, every time he gets in here, and tonight should be no different, kicking Doug Williams
right there, Low Key, using one of those vast array of kicks that he's known for, right to the skull of Doug Williams. Doug Williams, the strongest man probably in this matchup, the biggest man who has to use his strength to his advantage. Low Key, probably the hardest hitting individual in the match. This makes for quite a great matchup here with Low Key and Williams. Williams right there with Low Key up in his shoulders and tosses him right down. And if you notice, Williams has yet to unleash that armbar on Low Key. If Low Key is unable to use that right arm, that takes away some of his effectiveness.
That's right, Low Key is known to strike with the right arm. Doug Williams, unlike many professional wrestlers who work on the left arm, was working on the right arm, which was very
nice. Excuse me, Steve, I don't mean to cut you off, but a beautiful judo throw there by Doug Williams, who is well versed in that art as well. Unlike some of the other competitors, Doug Williams and Low Key both have martial arts backgrounds. Spanky, Christopher Daniels, a little more high flying, a little more fast-paced aggression in the middle of the ring. Spanky, perhaps the man in this match with the shortest fuse. Christopher Daniels, probably the most strategically sound of all the men in the ring. Doug Williams, the power man, and Low Key, probably the powder keg. When you put all 4 of these together, you, my friend, have a legendary matchup.
Oh, absolutely, Donnie B. And while we have a quick second, Ring of Honor has a goal to present wrestling as a sport, not sports entertainment. In order to achieve this goal, Ring of Honor will be based around the Code of Honor. And you have 4 guys in there, and this match this is where the Code of Honor really comes into play. There's 5 laws of honor. They're intended to promote sportsmanship, respect, and honor inside the wrestling ring. And as you see, Spanky, and the crowd is hot for Spanky right now.
Starts Spanky. This is the very first time Spanky has locked up with Doug Williams. Spanky in new ring attire. Spanky with the hair slicked back. Spanky is all business tonight, Steve Corino. He wants the title.
That's right. You know, Spanky usually a little, off his rocker here, but he's thinking right now he's got to stay with the laws of honor. The laws of honor which allow Ring of Honor competitors to produce the most athletic matches possible. These are the sacred rules that will define Ring of Honor's product. These are the commandments of Ring of Honor, and these laws are the following. Competitors must shake hands before and after the match. Donnie B, you were with me. You saw these guys. They didn't shake hands in the ring. They shook hands, with the exception of Christopher Daniels, in the locker room before the match. No interfering in matches or having others interfere on your behalf. If you need somebody else to save your back, we don't want you here. No harming a referee or causing others to harm an official. Like I said before, we don't do their job, they shouldn't do ours. No sneak attacks. If you need to sneak attack somebody, go work somebody else. And if you're disqualified in your match, you have broken the Code of Honor. And do you have heat with the office? No, you have heat with the boys. And when you have heat with the boys, bad things happen. So you don't want to break the Code of Honor.
Well, nice, beautiful series of reversals there. Doug Williams had Spanky in some variation of a chokehold using both Spanky's arms for almost a near minute. Spanky able to reverse out of it and overpower Williams due to sheer technical ability. Spanky well versed in submissions himself. A lot of people aren't familiar with that, being a student of the Texas Wrestling Academy. Rudy Boy has also taught Spanky very well. Doug Williams, though, the master of submissions, and he, my friend, knows that this match is 1 hour long, and based on the point system, which you can explain in a minute, Steve, he knows he has all night long.
That's right. This is the first chance we're getting to see Christopher Daniels in the ring right now. He thinks he's safe because Low Key is on the outside, but Doug Williams is a strong and big individual, and he wants no part of Christopher Daniels' attitude here.
Well, Steve, the point system is very simple. If you get 2 points for scoring a pinfall, you lose a point if you get pinned, and Christopher Daniels is well aware of that. Christopher Daniels can actually win this match. He can actually win the Ring of Honor title without ever even locking up with Low Key.
That's right, Donnie B. It's 2 points for a pinfall or submission, and then -1 if you get beat. So, it's very intriguing here. It's a thinking man's 4-way Iron Man match.
Nice roll through by Doug Williams.
They both rolled through on that one. Unbelievable action so far. But this is a thinking man's tournament also. You got 4 guys in this Iron Man match. They know the point system. They know how it works. So you're thinking of that, not only thinking of new moves to do, new ways to keep your opponents off guard, but you're thinking about the points. What happens low-key gets a win? Or what happens Doug Williams gets a win? Or what happens I get a loss? I mean, you're going to think of that. You could be minus points. You could be above points. But in a second there, you could have 2 points and then have -1 all of a sudden. I mean, this is an intriguing and innovative match, and the point system is actually very exciting to me.
A human game of chess thus far, and Doug Williams in control. If you notice, Steve, each of the men that have been in the ring with Doug Williams, he has worked on the right arm of each and every one of them. Doug Williams perhaps thinking if he takes out one of the appendages, he'll have it easier in the later minutes of the match, perhaps at the 45-minute mark. I would have to say that Chris Daniels is the marked man in this match, but perhaps they might come into play to his advantage. These other men might all be gunning for Chris Daniels, thus leaving an opening for the Fallen Angel to score some points on some pinfalls on Spanky, perhaps even a submission on Williams. I doubt highly that Christopher Daniels wants to get in a striking match with Low K.
That's right. Let's talk about Spanky for a second. Spanky started at the era of Honor Begins as a virtual unknown to the Philadelphia fans, and now he's a true star. Spanky's also undefeated here in Ring of Honor. He won the contract at the era of Honor Begins, survived a bloodbath at the Round Robin Challenge versus Jay Briscoe, won the Heartbreak Gauntlet Series with victories over both Michael Shane and American Dragon, and then got to this 4-way by defeating Paul London, Jody Fleisch last month, and every victory has come with one move, sliced bread #2.
The greatest thing since sliced bread, and right now Spanky in the middle of the ring with a technically perfect headlock on Daniels. Daniel up and over Spanky, back to the headlock. Steve, I am absolutely stunned and amazed at how serious Spanky is during the course of this match. No shenanigans, no cartoon-like antics tonight. Spanky is all business, and that seems to have the veteran Daniels a little off kilter.
Let's go back to Spanky a little bit. Let's talk about the importance of his wins in Ring of Honor. It was the first time Spanky defeated American Dragon on a major show. You saw Spanky's promo earlier in the night, and he did defeat Low-Key over a year ago in Memphis, Tennessee, and Chris Daniels earlier this year in California. You heard him talk about these wins. Can he continue the streak tonight?
Well, as big an ego as Daniels has, it's true that he will remember for years if necessary, 5-10 years down the road, if someone pins him, he will not rest until he gains revenge. I can assure you, having the knowledge in his mind that Spanky has defeated him, has not escaped Chris Daniels during the course of this match. Spanky may have scored a pinfall on Chris Daniels, but one thing was not at stake in that match, and that's the Ring of Honor title, and that's at stake tonight in this 1-hour challenge.
And the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels has had an attitude since day one here in Ring of Honor. He really believes that he is the best talent going today, and he feels every indie group brings him in to make their promotion seem worldly and top-notch. And that's a true story, Donnie B. His ego can't take it when he loses like he did at the era of Honor Begins or to Low-Key at that Round Robin Challenge. He always comes up with excuses. He can never take it on his own. He's formed a prophecy to take down the Code of Honor and then build Ring of Honor back up in the prophecy's image.
Well, Chris Daniels is a thinking man's wrestler, and he thinks that by holding the Ring of Honor title, he'll have all the cards. He will be able to call all the shots. And you know what, Steve? He's not too far off base with that. But as you saw moments ago, Chris Daniels hightailing it out of the ring as soon as Low-Key got in there. This is confusing Low-Key in my estimation. It's probably making him a little bit angry, throwing him off his game as you see the sweat pouring off of Low-Key right now. Keep in mind the temperature in this building at this moment is near 100 degrees.
That's right. It's hot. It's humid. It's hard to breathe. ROH rented the industrial strength fans you see in the background, but they're ain't doing a damn thing right now. You have 4 men. This is later in the night. This isn't the first match. This is later in the night. So there's barely any air left, and these guys have to go an hour. This just goes to show you that these 4 professional athletes out there are giving it all for the fans of Ring of Honor.
Doug Williams was a nice leg lock right now on Low-Key. Earlier before, Williams working on the left arm of Low-Key, now switching to the legs. Williams with a nice standing leg lock on Low-Key, and I can guarantee you now he has seen Low-Key before on tape, and he knows to chop down the tree, you got to start at the base. If he gets rid of those legs, on Low-Key, then he won't have to worry about those powerful front kicks by Low-Key, which can do damage on those tree trunk legs of Doug Williams.
That's right. If you talk to Doug Williams. Doug Williams will sit there and tell you how much he knows about Low Key and Spanky and Christopher Daniels. The man has watched all the tapes from RFvideo.com. He has watched the tapes of Christopher Daniels in WCW and WWF. Everywhere Christopher Daniels has gone. He's watched the tapes of Spanky when Spanky was a developmental wrestler in the WWF up until now. He's watched Low Key from when Low Key started. This guy has watched these guys progress on videotape. That's what he does in England. He sits and watches these guys because he knows that he's in with three of the best in the United States. Him being the best in the United Kingdom against three of the top stars in the US. Spanky back in the ring.
And Spanky doing the smart thing there, continuing the work on Low Key's leg that Doug Williams started to soften up. As you said before, Steve, Doug Williams, a master technician. Imagine, if you will, sailing across the Atlantic over in the UK for years and knowing how good you are, having an entire country backing you and waiting for your opportunity. Almost 12 years as Low Key hooks in that submission hold on Spanky, waiting almost 12 years to get your chance, and in less than 30 days becoming almost a household name here in the States because of his work at the Ring of Honor.
And Christopher Daniels now in with Low Key. Low Key, who's been having his leg worked on, and which was very smart of Doug Williams and Boots and Spanky, working on the leg, keeps Low Key from kicking. Kicking is his strong point.
Whoa, knife edge by Low Key to the throat of Chris Daniels, and Low Key seems to have Daniels in his sights right now. Daniels peppering away with rights on Low Key right to the throat and a headbutt to the back of the skull of Low Key. Chris Daniels will do anything it takes to hold this title at the end of this match, including dismembering Low Key if necessary.
And a mistake there by the fallen angel Christopher Daniels. He had Low Key where he wanted him. Low Key went back to the corner and tagged Doug Williams, which is a mistake on Christopher Daniels' part.
It almost looked like Low Key stumbled to the back and Doug Williams tagged himself in, and right now Daniels all over Doug Williams, using that head as a weapon. Chris Daniels is a master at using his own body to inflict punishment, and Doug Williams is a house of fire. Nice peppering forearm to the skull of Daniels, and Daniels is down and on Easy Street.
That's right, and Daniels goes for the arm lock right there, and he's got it cinched in.
Once again, the arm lock submission by Doug Williams, who has been using it throughout the match. Once again, Daniels down on the ground. Doug Williams is attacking that arm.
Luckily, Christopher Daniels was close to the ropes there. If Doug Williams would have got the extension on the arm, he would have hyper into the shoulder area, the bicep, the tricep, into the shoulder area, which would have been bad news for Christopher Daniels. You see Low Key working on his leg. Spanky, Doug Williams was working on Low Key's leg, and you know these guys all know each other so well. They all know what their finishing maneuvers are, what they work on. You got in an hour match, you have to break the body down. You have to break each part down scientifically.
Whoa, nice front kick by Chris Daniels to the face, and a nice right hand right for Low Key as he seemed to be distracted momentarily outside the rings. Daniels was able to sneak one of those in. Daniels with a reversal, Williams into the ropes. Williams, nice front lariat on Daniels. Daniels is down, and Steve, you said earlier, this type of matchup, it's important to stay fresh, it's important to stay warm. We saw Low Key tending to the injured right knee outside the ring. You don't want to freeze up, you don't want to get tight outside the ring.
That's right, you see Spanky. Spanky knows when to take a breather. When he gets hot, he gets bothered. All these men are sweating profusely. But you see Spanky, he's been picking and choosing what spots that he's been coming in at. And that could be a key to keep this man going.
Spanky, nice forearm to the lower jaw of Chris Daniels as he shoots off the rope. Spanky dragging Daniels out now to the middle of the ring. Perhaps these men might think about trying to score a pinfall now at this point in the matchup, trying to secure a few points, give themselves a little buffer as we get into the later stages. How important, Steve, is it to be the first man to score points in this type of match?
Oh, psychologically, it's huge to score the first pinfall or submission, because when you're already up 2 and somebody has -1 and 2 other guys have 0. So if you have 2 points, everybody's gunning for you. Everybody knows that they're running against the clock now. Right now, each man looking for an advantage, looking for not only a pinfall or submission, but they're looking to wear down the body. But the first man to score that pinfall or submission, that's when this match is going to go quick, and everybody's going to be racing against the clock.
And right there, we saw the first pinfall attempt of the matchup. Almost 15 minutes into it, Spanky with a 2 count on Daniels. Daniels with a nice front neck breaker on Spanky. After the roll through the arm bar, Daniels seemed to be a little dazed, a little confused, but now has the match back in control. A handful of hair on Spanky. Daniels looking for the neck breaker, drops Spanky head first with a reverse DDT type maneuver. Daniels going for the lateral press on Spanky.
Referee Paul Turner in perfect position here, counting 2 here. We almost had our first fall scored by Christopher Daniels. And let's talk about Spanky for a second. This man drove 30 hours from Cincinnati, Ohio to Los Angeles, California for one reason. He wanted to go to Japan. And the only way he could go to Japan was to go to California, drive 30 hours in a car that had no air conditioning, is on its last legs, to win a tournament, to go to Pro Wrestling 01. And in fact, after this match, he has to go to Japan. He has to be on a plane at 9:20 in the morning from Philadelphia to go to Tokyo. And he wants to go to Japan with the Ring of Honor Championship
And
belt.
the amazing thing about that story is that Spanky did it in less than a half hour's notice. They call him the young man is hungry. He wants to shine. He wants the opportunity, as do all men in this matchup. Right now, low-key with a reverse chinlock on Doug Williams, perhaps wearing down Doug Williams a little bit. As I said earlier, Doug Williams, the largest man in the match, that could come into play. That could actually be a weakness for Doug Williams in this type of matchup, knowing it has to go 1 hour long. This big body could run out of gas. If it does, you might be able to rack up a few points by choosing Doug Williams as your target.
You said it earlier, Donnie B. Doug Williams has emerged as the main event star in just one show last month at the Round Robin Challenge with victories over Jay Briscoe and American Dragon. He and Dragon had a pure wrestling classic, and Dragon has demanded a rematch in the future. Williams could be the man to beat here in this four-way.
Williams absolutely one of the men to beat in this four-way. He's earned his spot here at Ring of Honor, and if he were to walk away with the championship, everyone could hold their head high knowing that the man from across the Atlantic represents the best in professional wrestling entertainment today. Chris Daniels, low-key Doug Williams, and none other than the superstar showstopper himself, Spanky. These 4 men battling it out tonight to wear that title.
See how smart Doug Williams is. Keep working on low-key's leg. If he can't kick you, he's off his game there.
Nice front kick by Williams. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, you see Loki using the left leg to kick Doug Williams in the back. A huge back hit. And, you know, Loki's got hard left kicks, but they're nothing like the right.
We constantly talk about Low-Key's kicks. We constantly talk about Low-Key's striking power. But let's not overlook the striking power of Doug Williams. His legs are about 3 times the size of Low-Key. Doug Williams can kick with the best of them. And right now, Daniels taking another cheap shot, another disgusting tactic by Chris Daniels, the man who has no regard for anything but himself.
Is it a disgusting tactic or a smart psychological move, Donnie B? Christopher Daniels is under Low-Key's skin. And if he gets under Low-Key's skin, Low-Key could be off.
Whoa! What is that? I've never seen before,
That's
Steve.
the torture device. That is the torture device, Donnie B. That is something that no one has done here in the United States yet, as far as I know.
Unique submission hold there on Low-Key could absolutely rip apart the interior ligaments, the crucial ligaments of Low-Key's right knee. Low-Key, if he can't use that leg, if he can't use his knee, his minutes might be numbered in this matchup. And right there, Spanky actually attacking the other leg.
That's right, Spanky doesn't want to get kicked by either leg, so he's taking out both as much as he can. A strike there by Low-Key. Low-Key keeps coming back on Spanky. There's a hard strike, and there's the rock hard chop.
One thing about a match like this, Low-Key's legendary strings of matches, rest assured all the members in this match, as Spanky drop kicks the kneecap of Low-Key, they've all seen what Low-Key can do with both barrels loaded. They're well aware of the power of Low-Key's strikes, the power of Low-Key's technique in the middle of that ring. All 3 of these men have seen Low-Key at his best. They are well scouted and well prepared. Nice figure 4 type board breaker by Spanky on Low-Key.
Spanky has to keep his temper, though. As everybody knows, Spanky has a hot temper. He's been known for his temper. He's gone to anger management classes. Spanky gets out of his game when he gets angry. So if Spanky's got to keep his head, which he's been doing here for the first few minutes here. Oh!
Whoa, nice back head kick, heel kick by Low-Key to the back of Spanky's back. The back of Spanky's head right there. Low-Key, Steve, this action is... This is incredible, Steve.
I know, you can't even spit it out, Donnie B. But Low-Key coming back with some kicks. His legs are rubbery right now. Spanky, picking Spanky up.
And Low-Key whipping Spanky into the turnbuckle, and Daniels with another cheap shot. Daniels like a ring veteran, like a ring general outside the ring, picking and choosing his spots where he can. What a rat.
Once again, referee Paul Turner in perfect position. That's what I love about the referees here at Ring of Honor. They're always in the right position.
Nice snap over suplex type on the neck move by Low Key. Spanky seems to be a little bewildered, a little dazed. Only a 2 count there. Paul Turner lets us know Low Key looking to score his first points of the match.
That's right, Low Key is up. You know, he's going to try to get some blood flow to those legs.
Oh, drop Spanky right on the top rope. Low Key with Spanky in a peculiar position and Spanky down, tied up in the ropes.
You see Low Key kicked with the left foot, the right leg is knocked.
Daniels, what a rat. Sorry, Steve. Actually tags himself in and then cheap shots Low Key to boot.
That's right. He wants to get under Low Key's skin so bad. I mean, he is an assassin when it comes to the psychological part of pro wrestling. Christopher Daniels attacks the minds of Doug Williams, Spanky, and Low Key. That's what I think makes Christopher Daniels so successful here.
I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Although I might not agree with Chris Daniels' personal philosophy towards life in our industry, he is unquestionably, in my opinion, the opinion of many other people, the greatest talent right now on the independent circuit, and in my estimation, the best pure talent at the Ring of Honor. Low Key, Chris Daniels, Spanky, Doug Williams, all fighting for the honor of being the first Ring of Honor champion.
And look at the power that he has in Ring of Honor. He got Simply Luscious, my girl, to join because she felt she was mistreated by Ring of Honor since she was originally put with Prince Nana and Nana deserted her, and then when she got the color commentary tryout, all I did was hit on her because, you know, she's hot. But, you know, Daniel saw how unhappy she was with Ring of Honor and recruited her as the first member of the Prophecy.
Don't forget, Steve, we also have Donovan Morgan, another California wrestler who has joined the Prophecy. He, like Chris Daniels, he believes he is better than everyone else. He believes that Daniels is speaking to him from afar. He believes everything Daniels says, Steve. It's almost ungodly. Donovan Morgan will return to the Ring of Honor on August 24th to take on the American Dragon in Boston. Please be sure you're there. I guarantee you'll see a match for the ages. American Dragon versus Donovan Morgan.
That's right, it'll be Donovan Morgan against American Dragon. Originally it was supposed to be Donovan Morgan, American Dragon versus Spanky, but Spanky has Pro Wrestling 01 commitments that he could not get out of it. He would not be there on August 24th, but American Dragon versus Donovan Morgan is going to be one hell of a match.
And meanwhile, Low Key, like a vulture in the ring right now, all over Daniels. This is it. This is what they've been waiting for. Both men square up in the middle of the ring. Low Key, Daniels fighting it out. Oh, nice rolling soul butt kick to the cranium of Daniels. Daniels is down. He might be out of it. Low Key should try to score some points quickly. Low Key sizing up Daniels. Oh, front kick right to the lower pec of Chris Daniels. But right there, you saw the damage from Doug Williams on that right leg. Low Key is not 100% with those kicks.
That's right, Low Key going to the left.
Oh, chop block by Chris Daniels. That might have end the match for Low Key. Low Key's knee might be destroyed.
Unbelievable right there. He chop blocked him, taking out Low Key. Did you see Low Key actually twisting in a sick manner? Christopher Daniels knew what was coming, ducked out of it, and took out the right knee.
Chris Daniels has spent almost a half hour trying to pick his opportunity, waiting for the right moment, and that chop block might have been it. If he can keep Low Key down, Steve, let's say he scores a pinfall on Low Key and captures 2 points. What's to say he doesn't keep Low Key in the ring and keep pinning him, keep making him submit? Who knows? Oh, exchanging chops back and forth. These two men are brutal. Oh, a shot to the eyes by Daniels. What a low life.
Well, Donnie B, you're right. If Christopher Daniels was smart.
Drop kick attempt by Spanky and Daniels out of the way. Daniels looking for that reverse DDT by Spanky. Doug Williams going airborne. Hello from the Atlantic. Right there, Doug Williams. A nice clothesline on Spanky.
Now it's broken down. All 4 men are in the ring all at the same time right now.
Oh, Doug Williams with a beautiful block in the corner. Turns around, spinning DDT. And Spanky looking for it. Oh, Spanky hits it. Spanky hits ice by number 2.
Oh, Spanky just fell on his head.
Double underhook backdrop by Low Key onto Spanky. Up in the middle of the ring. Daniels with a front face Novocaine on Low Key.
And all 4 men are down. All 4 men are down. And the fans here in South Philadelphia are up.
The crowd showing its appreciation for these 4 men who are emptying the gas tanks in this near 100-degree weather here at the Murphy Rec Center, fighting for the honor of being the first Ring of Honor champion. Chris Daniels, the first man to his feet. Spanky, the second man. Williams is up, as is Low Key.
Low Key just pushed Spanky off the top rope. Doug Williams over the top. And now it's only 2 men. Here comes.
Whoa!
He chopped him again.
Flying chop block blocked by Chris Daniels as Low-Ki was going for one of those roundhouse pinwheel kicks.
That's how you know your opponent. That's how you know your opponent. When you know what's coming. Christopher Daniels is going for it now.
Oh, the last rights roll by Chris Daniels on Low-Ki. We have a pinfall.
Christopher Daniels now has 2 points. Low-Ki is -1. Doug Williams with 0. And Spanky with 0. Christopher Daniels is in the driver's seat.
Christopher Daniels smart enough to hit the flying cross block on the tidal wave. Right there, Christopher Daniels now in the driver's seat. Steve Corino and quickly going for another pinfall on Low-Ki.
It was very smart. You got 2 points on the Low-Ki. Put him down for another 3 count. That would have had Daniels at 4 and Low-Ki at -2. And Low-Ki would have been in big trouble here. We're at what, the 25, 27, 28 minute mark? I mean, you got a half hour left.
Absolutely. Spanky with some peppering forearms onto Daniels, trying to negate the point system here, trying to get back into the hunt. Everyone chasing Daniels right now at this point in the match. A lateral press, only a 2 count. Ref Hansen tells us. As a matter of fact, Steve, even this match is so grueling, the referees have had to change.
That's right. The referees are going to change every fall if there's another one even happens. So Hansen could be in there for a long time. You know, what would be strange is if this could be the last fall. You know, Low-Ki there trying to, get some water on him.
Low-Ki trying to catch his bearings, trying to get back into the hunt. Doug Williams outside the ring, well rested. Spanky might be served to tag in Doug Williams. Remember, it's everyone chasing Chris Daniels, so a little teamwork might be in order. These 3 men should right now gang up on Christopher Daniels and make sure that his point earnings end it too.
But also on the other hand, Doug Williams may be thinking, well, if I can put Spanky down once or twice while Chris Daniels is trying to catch a breather, Doug Williams would be in the driver's seat with 4 points, with Spanky at -2, Low-Ki at -1, and Christopher Daniels at 2, and then all he's got to do is keep from Daniels from pinning him.
Absolutely right now, Doug Williams in control with a front chancery rear chin lock on Spanky. Daniels outside the ring. Low-Ki, the wounded animal, outside as well. Down a few points in this contest. A -1 for Low-Ki. Daniels at 2. Williams and Spanky at 0. Drop right there, face first. Williams' face first drop on Spanky's knee. Daniels right back in the ring on Doug Williams. Daniels is like a man possessed.
That's right, and you see Low-Ki is still on the floor after taking all that abuse to the knee, and then taking the pinfall from Christopher Daniels. What is he thinking right now? Is he thinking, should I give it up or should I get back in there? It's a psychological warfare that you have going on with your mind. When it's 95 degrees in the building, you're 30 minutes into an hour-long match, and you're already behind. He's down -1. Daniels has 2 points, the man that he hates more than anybody in this world, and now he's got a lot going through that mind.
Williams right there with an arm bar in the left arm of Daniels. Each man at this point is rethinking his strategy. Once the first pinfall, once the first points are awarded, each man has to make an adjustment. Each man must now think differently. Doug Williams has to say to himself, do I have enough gas left in my tank to make sure that Chris Daniels does not earn any more points while I earn a few? Spanky has to be saying to himself, do I have what it takes? Can I hit sliced bread number 2 on more than one occasion to take home the title? And Low-Ki has to be thinking to himself, what do I have to do to get out of the hole?
That's right, they're all thinking, but when am I going to take a chance to get some rest? Because, you know what, 95 degrees, it's hot, you have 4 of the greatest professional wrestlers in the world today. Everybody's tired already with a half hour to go. I mean, the abuse that these guys are putting on their bodies is unbelievable. It's unbelievable action here. I'm so impressed with what we've seen in the first half hour. What are we going to see in the next half hour? A big DDT by Christopher Daniels, and Spanky was very smart to get close to the ropes. He had enough bearings to get close to the ropes that Christopher Daniels cannot pin him.
Well, each one of these men is shedding pounds by the ounce right here in this match. Each man will lose a considerable amount of weight through water in this match. The sweat pouring off of these individuals. Spanky, Chris Daniels, Low-Ki, and Doug Williams. Each man in this ring a finely tuned machine when it comes to professional wrestling. Each man will have to pull out all the stops. Right there, Chris Daniels, a nice reverse standing chin lock onto the face of Spanky. Spanky grueling in anger right now. Spanky seems to be getting angry right now, and that might be a plus for Spanky. He might have to pull out some of that anger to ensure some points.
minutes. That's great. Into a Fujiwara armbar on the same arm that Doug Williams and Loki have been working on Christopher Daniels.
And right there, a nice back thrust elbow by Daniels. Didn't stay in a hold too long. That's one of the things about Christopher Daniels that impresses me so much. Whenever he's in a submission hold, whenever he's in a precarious position like being on his back, Christopher Daniels does not spend much time there. Nice roll through by Doug Williams. Front back flip. Just using his left foot on Chris Daniels. And once again, Williams in control of that arm. I think thus far in the match, Williams has the soundest strategy, saying to himself, if I can be the ring general, if I can keep these men wounded in the middle of the ring, then when maybe perhaps the last 5 or 10 minutes, I can score enough points to take home the title. Then Doug Williams seems to be on the road to doing that.
On the other hand, Doug Williams can punch himself out. He could get too tired during this match. As you see, Christopher Daniels, once again, without seeing, knew where he was. He put his feet in the ropes, and it made him release that hold.
Right there, Daniels having Williams in the corner. Nice front forearm right to the jaw of Williams. And Williams is a little rubbery right now as Daniel charges the ring. Williams out of the way. Daniels down, clutching that left arm, which has been considerably damaged by the armbar of Doug Williams. And right there, once again, Williams looking for that submission hold on Daniels.
Donnie, I just thought of this thing. I have to say, right now, Christopher Daniels has the best chance of winning this match because Christopher Daniels, well, you see Loki's getting up, but Christopher Daniels wrestles under a mask in Japan as Curryman. And if you've ever wrestled in Japan, especially for the promotion that he works for, they wrestle in a lot of smaller, hot buildings. So you have a guy like Christopher Daniels that has to wrestle under a mask where you can't breathe as much in a hot building. Now that he's here in South Philadelphia in another hot building, he doesn't have the mask on. It's improved his breathing, which is going to be a key for the rest of this match.
Very good point, Steve Corino, as we saw Low-Key getting back into the match up in the corner. Perhaps Low-Key saying to himself, let me take a few minutes to rest here while Daniels whips Williams across the ring. Let me get my second win. Nice spine buster drop by Daniels onto Doug Williams. Low-Key may be saying to himself, let me get back into this thing.
Low-Key, yeah, definitely coming up. Low-Key wants to be back in. His knee is hurt, but Low-Key has to make a tag for him to get another point. If no one's going to tag him, he's not going to be able to score any points.
Only a 2 count there. Daniels had much of the offense for the last several minutes, including reversing that DDT attempt into a powerbomb. A beautiful move by Chris Daniels, who always seems to have a counter, Steve, as we see just a 2 count. Spanky so close to the points.
Spanky's so intense about getting the 2 count. Hell with the fancy moves. He wants to score to the 3 count here. He wants to be right where Christopher Daniels is, and that's in first place with 2 points.
Very smart move there by Spanky, trying to pin down the large arms of Doug Williams, hoping perhaps that if he can pin him down, he can score a pinfall. Very good move by Spanky. I've never seen that before, using every ounce of Spanky's weight to keep the shoulders pinned of Doug Williams.
And you see Doug Williams, he's starting to get blown up a little. He's starting to get tired. And I may be wrong.
Nice diamond dust drop there by Doug Williams on Spanky. Spanky down. Doug Williams seems to be getting a little second win here. He has to stay on top of Spanky. He's got to go for some points here. Oh, Spanky reversed it and snatches the left leg.
He's going for a sleeper there, put him out, but Christopher Daniels doesn't want anybody to get 2 points with him. He breaks the eyes of Doug
Brilliant move by Chris Daniels. I just picked up on his strategy. Not only is he trying to score points for himself, he's trying to prevent anyone else from scoring points. And the way to do that is to be in the ring. Technically speaking, Chris Daniels could lay in the middle of the ring for the next 30 minutes and score the victory.
That's right. I think that was a bad move by Doug Williams by tagging Christopher Daniels in.
Absolutely.
By tagging Christopher Daniels in, you're letting the man in the driver's seat drive the car.
Nice side suplex there on Spanky by Christopher Daniels. Spanky needs to tag someone in, perhaps even Low-Key, who wants to so badly get back into the hunt, but is cut off by that dastardly rat Chris Daniels.
That's right. He's cocky. Christopher Daniels, very cocky here, knocking Low-Key off the mat one more time, and he's in full control of Spanky.
Spanky into the ropes right now. A nice kick. Nice side Russian leg sweep by Spanky on Chris Daniels. Both men are down. Both men are exhausted. Spanky going for the lateral press. Only a 2 count. Spanky still in the hunt, still looking for his first points in the match, while Daniels is at 2. Neck breaker by Spanky.
He tags to Doug Williams. Doug Williams, who was sitting there resting, catching his breath back, comes in slowly, and a big knee drop drop on Christopher Daniels on the side of the head. And we've documented many times how Christopher Daniels has a recurring neck and head injury from a few years ago. So if I was in this match, I would be working on Christopher Daniels' head and neck. If you work on his head and neck, the neck's going to hurt. It's going to seize up a little bit. You work on the head, it's going to keep him from breathing at 100%.
The import from Great Britain right now showing us the true definition of leverage, the true definition of technique. Right there, picture perfect arm lock by Doug Williams onto the already bruised and battered left shoulder, left arm and forearm of Christopher Daniels. Daniels doing everything he can to make sure that arm isn't completely extended, including that roll up there, almost snatching 2 more points.
And if you see Low-Key is still on the outside. What's it going to be like if or even when, or Low-Key even gets in the ring? How is he going to function in the ring right now? He's obviously hurt. He's obviously tired from the beating he took in the first half hour. What is going to happen if Low-Key gets in that ring?
Smart move there by Christopher Daniels to tag in Spanky, thinking to himself, both of these men are exhausted, both are battered and beat. Nice front back wheel kick by Spanky to the rear of the head of Doug Williams, who is down. Daniels saying to himself, let Spanky do the damage, then I'll come back in and perhaps score some more points. It would not surprise me, Steve, if in the next minute or so we saw Daniels whip out something like that top rope moonsault, or maybe even another variation of the last rites to score some points.
Once again, Christopher Daniels, I mean, a smart thing, he's got Spanky and Doug Williams where they want.
Wheelbarrow flip by Spanky right over the top rope. Daniels and Spanky working a little bit in tandem right here. That's surprising me just a little bit. Maybe Daniels and Spanky talked beforehand, I don't know. But in any case, in any situation, this match right now is in full control by Daniels.
Oh, an overhead suplex there by Doug Williams. And he's cleared the ring right now of both Spanky and Christopher Daniels. Spanky back in, whip to the corner, up and over. He's going for the Hurricanrana.
Spanky going for the head scissors, but the big man having none of it. Perhaps going for that chaos theory that rolled through. Oh, he's hitting a chaos theory.
And Daniels is there to break up the pin. Ring technician Christopher Daniels is.
Extremely smart move there by Daniels, Steve.
Yeah, he knows that his lead is in jeopardy if Doug Williams gets the win.
It's very simple. Chris Daniels says to himself, I have 2 points. If no one else scores any points in the match, I win.
He got it! The same move that he beat Low-Key with. The same move.
Oh, beautiful Novocaine type move there by Chris Daniels. Low-Key fell victim to the last rites. Right there in Novocaine on Doug Williams. Doug Williams in a world of hurt. Those big shoulders are fading fast, and Low-Key's up on the top ropes. Oh, Low-Key with a standing stomp right into the chest of Christopher Daniels, saying, take that, Daniels.
And Low-Key back in the ring. Did you see that? Christopher Daniels is still hurt right now.
Low-Key back outside the ring. Low-Key perhaps saying to himself, I've got to put a stop on this bullet train that is Chris Daniels in this match. It's been all Daniels so far. Low-Key with a chop right to the throat of Daniels.
Oh, and he backed into a place where he didn't want to be. Low-Key really struggling to get up.
Low-Key seeing his first action in the match in quite some time, up on the shoulders of Williams, who says, nah, Low-Key, get off. And Doug Williams right now has Low-Key in a world of hurt. Beautiful submission hold by, right into the corner, right into the opposite corner. Doug Williams is just tossing Low-Key around.
Oh, his face smacking off the Ring of Honor turnbuckle pad here.
Drop kick to the lower kidneys of Low-Key, and if Low-Key was not injured before, I can assure you, Steve, he's injured now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Low-Key is in bad shape right now. The fans showing their appreciation for all 4 athletes here. Doug Williams seemed to be in control, but he used a lot of energy right there on Low-Key. Low-Key down, Spanky down, Daniels down, and Doug Williams is down.
Well, these men have all got to be saying to themselves right now, I need points, I need points, I must score points. Chris Daniels is ahead of me. That's the only thing I can see. All 3 of these men should have blinders on. The only thing in their sight should be Christopher Daniels. They're all chasing Daniels right now, in my estimation, for that Ring of Honor title. Who will walk away with the crown tonight? We're going to find out in a few minutes.
That's it. And Williams all over Low-Key. Low-Key defenseless right now, and I've never seen Low-Key in this position.
I have never seen Low-Key taken to task like Doug Williams is right now, mostly due to the fact of the damage that Christopher Daniels did earlier in the match. Low-Key, nice double thrust chop to the large trapezius muscles of Williams. Williams having such developed traps, that move might not have been as effective as someone say a smaller size. Nice roll through on the Hurricanrana. Low-key and Williams are putting on a technical classic.
He's got the triangle sleeper on. Oh! This move knocks you out. Let me tell you something, Donnie B. This is a move that you actually choke yourself out when you try to get out of it. The more you try to get out of it, the more you try to get out of that move, the more you choke yourself out because you're adding pressure. Low-key going for the big armbar there. As you see, Doug Williams clenching the hands to make sure that he doesn't extend and hyperextend that elbow. It's a big move. Doug Williams has got to realize that he is close to the ropes, that if he extends his left leg, they'll have to call for a break. Low-key is pulling. Look at the muscles in the shoulders and the veins in the head right now. Low-key is so intense, and he wants a win here.
If you notice, Steve, even before Low-key had the armbar completely applied, Doug Williams had already forced the lock. He had already locked the hands to ensure the fact that his arm would not be going straight, would not absolutely in no way, shape, or form would Low-key get that armbar on. Good piece of strategy by Low-key. Maybe try to beat Doug Williams with his own technique. Both men down in the middle of the ring, and who's on the outside? A fresh Spanky and a semi-fresh Christopher Daniels, who has to be loving every minute of this.
He must be loving it, but he's also thinking, I hope no one scores a pinfall here. Doug Williams, Low-key both exhausted here. Christopher Daniels wants to get in because he knows this is the time that he can capitalize on either Low-key or Doug Williams. And in my opinion, he can capitalize on Low-key more. Low-key is definitely hurt. The knee has been battered and bruised for the last 35, 40 minutes.
Well, as Low-key double chops the trapezius muscles of Doug Williams, you've got to say these four are the best in the world, Steve. Forget that pound-to-pound garbage. If you want to talk about pure skill, then these four are among the best going today. Skill is what counts in Ring of Honor.
Oh, absolutely. These four have the most skill I've ever seen. These are four of the greatest professional wrestlers in the world today, and this is what a great match.
And right there, Spanky just tagged himself in there. We might not have been able to see it too clearly, but Spanky tags in as Williams goes for Chaos Theory. Oh my God!
Wait a second!
Chaos Theory into a backflip. The Dragon Sleeper applied, and Spanky had no choice.
Spanky had no choice to tap, but that makes Low-key give him 2 points. That will put him up to a +1. Christopher Daniels still in the lead, but now Spanky has -1.
And I don't even think Low-key knew where he was going to land. He just happened to land right there into the clutches of Spanky. And Low-key now has it. He's on the board with some points. And Chris Daniels, like a vulture, right over the carcass of Low-key. What a despicable human being.
Well, I'll tell you what, Donnie B, we're about 45 minutes into this match, and you have now, it's 2 for Daniels, 1 for Key. 0 for Williams and -1 for Spanky right now. Now Christopher Daniels knows that if Low-key gets another pinfall or submission, he's going to be in the lead. And Low-key also knows that if Christopher Daniels scores another pinfall, Christopher Daniels has pretty much won this match.
Well, all they have to do right now is maintain control. Oh, nice floating back moonsault by Daniels. Oh, only a 2 count. Turner tells us it's only a 2, another exchange by the referees. They've changed once more.
And it's so important. These guys know it's go time now. 15 minutes to go. They gotta go. Every pinfall means something here. Every submission count. They're going for it all.
Oh, Low-key looking for one of those front kicks, and Daniels had it scouted.
Beautiful roll-up.
Remember, Steve, what's important right now is even though Daniels is ahead.
Submission.
Low-key might submit. Remember all the damage that was done on that leg. Spanky being very smart getting in there right now. He knows that even though he's down on points, all the men are so exhausted that it only takes 3 seconds for him to get back into the hunt. Nice flying forearm by Spanky.
That's right. A pinfall or submission can happen at any time. All 4 men are so tired, so hurt. A pinfall or submission could happen just like that.
Absolutely. Spanky looking for the frog splash. There's no water in the pond. Chris Daniels back up on his feet, all over Spanky, looking for that Novocaine type move again, but Spanky had it scouted.
Cradle. This could be it.
Oh, so close, Steve. Spanky so close to tasting his first points of the night.
That's right. That would put Spanky up to a +1 if he would have taken Daniels down. It would have put Daniels at a 1. We would have had a 3-way tie.
And right there, Spanky looking for that double underhook. Oh, double underhook pedigree type maneuver.
This has got to be it. This has got to be it.
Oh, 2 9/10. Daniels barely able to escape. These men are beyond exhausted. However, each of them are pulling out all the stops. Front chin breaker by Daniels on a Spanky, and the big man from Britain back in in the ring.
That's right, and he sees Spanky's at a disadvantage right now. He's got to get up. Doug Williams needs to score this
Hangman's
win.
neck breaker by Doug Williams. This is a submission move.
This is why they call Doug Williams the torture device, because this man just puts on the pressure. Look at him. He's just pinging Spanky's head off the mat. 3 times now Spanky's hit the mat. This could be all.
Spanky like a ping pong ball, barely able to escape that pinfall there. Doug Williams himself almost with some points in this matchup. Doug Williams has been very impressive thus far during the course of this battle. He, my friend, I would have to say, has had one of the best showings I've ever seen.
You know, all 4 of these competitors it means so much. They're going for it all.
High knee by Williams, who's now might be making a mistake, Steve. He's going to the top rope.
Okay, very smart here. Oh! A high knee on low key. It hit low key. It didn't hit Daniels. Now Doug Williams has got to roll over. Go after low key, Doug Williams. Go after low key. These guys are giving it all. They're so tired. They're so hot. They're dehydrated right now. These athletes are going at full pace right now. Over 45 minutes have gone in this match. Christopher Daniels is the first to get up, and he's got low key up.
Well, these diehard educated fans here at Ring of Honor are giving these men the adulation they deserve as Doug Williams forearms low-key out of the ring. As you saw a few moments ago, Williams trying to finish off Daniels, and low-key wants it so bad. He wants those points so bad, he got in the way.
There he goes, Spanky going for a pinfall, and then if he could have pulled up, he would have had a submission. Spanky could have tried to hold on, but both men are real sweaty. It's hard to hold on. He's going for it. Slice bread number 2.
And low-key blocks slice bread number 2. Even low-key at this point has to be saying, I've got to prevent any more pinfalls unless they're by me. Doug Williams, low-key battling, chopping, doing anything he can to prevent anyone from scoring any more points.
That's right, these guys do not want, kick to the forehead, kick to the forehead. Unbelievable, and a big headbutt there.
And as you saw, those kicks were not as effective as they usually are due to the damage caused in part mostly by Doug Williams. That right leg of low-key is not 100%.
And look at that, the head of low-key that must have hit 13 times to Doug Williams. Doug Williams refused to go down. STO!
STO by Daniels, you know what that's the setup for, that picture-perfect moonsault.
Here it is.
A thing of beauty by Christopher Daniels right in the middle.
He got it, this could be all.
Only a 2, Steve, only a 2, and Daniels is in disbelief. What does he have to do to ensure this title? What does he have to do to score some more points at this point in the match? If Daniels was able to score another pinfall, I'd have to say he's almost a shoo-in.
It's almost like these guys are getting stronger and more determined over, and Spanky's up, Spanky's up, Spanky over top, crossbody, this could be all.
Oh.
2 count, Spanky's got to get up, go for another one.
So close by Spanky, tagging himself in, low-key just
tucked him in, right? Wow, this is unbelievable action, low-key on top here.
Low-key and Williams, the legal men in the ring, low-key jockeying for position, whips Williams into the ropes, Williams reverse, low-key up and over, looking for a dive, Williams catches him in midair, Williams has low-key up on the shoulders, low-key trying to wiggle out, Williams has him, both men are tied up in the ropes.
Oh, beautiful here, he's going to have to break this. Low-key does not want to get disqualified here. He's putting a lot of pressure on the neck and back, but he does not want to get disqualified, because if you get disqualified, then he is going to be minus, or he'll be back to 0.
Smart move by low-key with only 12 minutes left in the match, knowing that he has a few seconds, he can get arrested and also cause some damage onto Williams. And once again, the general himself, Chris Daniels, back in the ring. Is there no quit in this man? Does this man have no honor at all, Steve? He's taking every cheap shot in the book, every inopportunity moment, all the moments of his life have come to this. Chris Daniels needs this title.
And there he is, Spanky going for slice bread number 2 off Christopher Daniels. He got it. That's it. Oh, Daniels made the save. That was definitely it.
Daniels in perfect position right there, and he dumps Spanky over the top, and both men outside the ring.
Both men over the top, low-key on top.
Whoa! That was beautiful, the Phoenix Senton. I've never seen that before.
That's it. Low-key now has 3. Doug Williams has -1. Spanky -1. And Christopher Daniels has 2. Now low-key is in the driver's seat with 10 minutes to go. Christopher Daniels needs to get back in there and score a pinfall or submission real quick. Spanky, Doug Williams, time is running out. They need to get in there. They need to score a couple pinfalls.
Chris Daniels doing everything he can right now. I'm not sure if he's aware, but he must have heard the announcement. Low-key now in the driver's seat. Low-key now in control. control. These men, this is where it all has to be emptied, Steve. So long, so hard, since the very first night, the inception of Ring of Honor. These men have had one thing in sight, one thing on their mind, and that was to stand in the middle of this ring on this night as the very first ROH champion.
That's right. You see almost a little teamwork there between Chris Daniels and Loki. A chop right to the throat by Loki, knocking Daniels down. He returns a chop.
Well, Loki and Daniels now are starting to exchange the haymakers, and this is where the money is, right here. Daniels and Loki. This is what we've waited for, and Daniels would have none of it. A hard strike to the cranium of Loki.
And they're going toe-to-toe. Christopher Daniels is playing Loki's game.
Christopher Daniels has Loki into the ropes. Loki off the ropes, ducks the clothesline. Loki up, both men are down. Both men hit the mark with the clothesline. The referee letting us now a standing count. Steve, what happens if both of these men are counted down?
That's a good question, Donnie B. I'm sure that would probably count as a loss for both of them because they both got counted out, which would get would take a point away, and that would make it easier for Doug Williams or Spanky. But both men are down. Spanky and Doug Williams are on the outside. They both need to get in the ring. They need to pin either Loki or Christopher Daniels to get back, and they to get back in this game.
Well, listen to the fans, Steve. The atmosphere in this building is absolutely unbelievable. These fans are eating this action up, eating it intently as Chris Daniels throws down the limp body of Loki, perhaps setting up for that moonsault again. There it is.
We got it, we know it home.
No water in the pond. Once again, Loki had the move well scouted. Chris Daniels down. Loki up on rubber legs. Loki perhaps trying to go to the top rope, maybe even trying to hit that Phoenix Senton once again.
He goes for it again. And Daniels put the knees up. He saw him do it to Williams. He couldn't get in to break up the pin in time, but he saw him do it to Williams. He put his knees up. An excellent move by Christopher Daniels.
Referee checking on the well-being of Loki. I don't think the referee would stop a match of this magnitude unless we had a very serious injury, but nonetheless checking on all the competitors. Williams, Spanky, Loki, and Daniels absolutely emptying their gas tanks here in this near 100-degree weather.
That's right. Listen to the fans. The fans are going nuts for this. They know that there's less than 10 minutes remaining. Spanky now knows that he's got to score pinball Loki, who's winning right now. This could be it.
Snap suplex so close for Spanky. Loki barely able to kick out. Spanky, however, needs to hit it. Needs to probably hit sliced bread. Nice block into a tombstone type variation by Loki.
He's got him here. Oh, it's it. That's it.
Tombstone pile driver by Loki, who was able to block sliced bread number 2.
Spanky's near the ropes though.
Oh, Chris Daniels said to himself, I can't allow Loki to score any more points. I have to do whatever's necessary to chase Loki, and that's exactly what he's doing now.
That's right, Christopher Daniels, instead of going after Spanky, which I thought, okay, there he is. He's going after Spanky, the man that just took the tombstone pile driver, and now he's got a torture rack on him.
Very smart move. Reverse Death Valley driver by Daniels on Spanky. Needs to drag Spanky out to the middle of the ring. Daniels needs some points badly.
Daniels should be hooking the leg though.
Daniels in a state of disbelief, looking at the referee saying, how the hell did he kick out of that Doug Williams, tagging himself in? The big Brit needs
pile driver.
Muster up a storm right here. The British invasion is on with that move.
And we talked about it before. Christopher Daniels has had a reoccurring neck injury there. Doug Williams hitting the pile driver. Unfortunately for Doug Williams, Christopher Daniels was too close to the ropes.
Daniels absolutely knowing where he is at all times in the middle of the ring. Doug Williams with a big pile driver, but Daniels crafty enough to get that left foot on that bottom rope. Right now, the referee Hansen checking on the condition of all the combatants. It's like a war in there, Steve. Bodies are all over the ring. People are sweating, blood is flowing. It's on.
That's right. How are these guys going to get up in the morning? All 4 of these guys giving it for almost an hour right now.
Loki trying to hit the tidal wave. Williams catches him in a sit-out powerbomb. Oh! Did he get him, Steve? Did he get him?
Spanky made the save. Spanky made the save there. It was, Loki should be thanking Spanky right now.
So crucial at this point in the match for each man to try to block a pinfall by the other while at the same time gaining a pinfall. It's almost an oxymoron, Steve. How do you get a pinfall while trying to avoid one at the same time? Spanky with Loki on the top rope right now. What's he trying to set up for?
It looked like he was going for a superplex. Lays him in position. Loki goes to the top. Oh boy.
Oh, Loki with a 450 off the top rope.
But he hurt himself and he had to roll out. Where's Christopher Daniels? Where's Doug Williams? They got to get on Spanky. Spanky is in trouble right now.
That was was the first time I've ever seen Low-Key do a 450 in my knowledge, Steve. I don't think he's ever done one.
I've never seen him do it either, but he did it spectacularly. Christopher Daniels is throwing Low-Key in the ring right now. Tags him.
Daniels.
Smart move. Smart move by Christopher Daniels. He's on top of Low-Key, or on top of Spanky. That's where he needs to be.
Very smart move by Daniels, saying to himself, it doesn't matter who I pin or who I make submit, I need the points. Right there, Spanky with the DDT, knowing that the time is near. Only did we get a 3?
No, we got 2 and 2. Once again, puts him in position.
Spanky doing everything he can to try to score some points with only a few minutes left. I believe under 5. A frog splash by Spanky. That's got to be it. Oh, Low-Key breaks it up.
Wow, the amount of 2 counts we've seen so far here, it's anybody's ballgame. Even though Low-Key has 3, Daniels has 2, and both Williams and Spanky have -1. It's anybody's ballgame with 5 minutes to go.
Steve Corino, having seen each and every single match that the Ring of Honor company has produced, I can tell you this, I am on the edge of my seat. This is the greatest match I've ever had the honor of calling for Ring of Honor on the videotape series. The man that walks away with this title can truly be called the best in the industry.
Low-Key made the tag to Christopher Daniels here. Spanky's still the other legal man in the ring right now.
As you hear the fans chanting ROH silently behind Low-Key, they want to see him. They want to see Low-Key. They want to see Spanky. Spanky with a beautiful backdrop on Low-Key, who is just completely folded like an accordion.
On the back of his head.
2 and 9/10. Hansen tells us 2 and 9/10.
It doesn't get any closer than that.
And Spanky is doing everything he can. This poor man who drove 30 hours to get a shot over in Japan is doing everything.
As a professional wrestler, Donnie B, I don't know how these guys are kicking out of it. You're talking 55 minutes of wrestling not one guy, but 3 different guys in there. I don't understand how they can kick out of it.
Oh, right there, Doug Williams snatching the foot of Spanky, who dives at the top.
Spanky looks like he hit his right knee.
And Daniels tagged himself in there. It was a blind tag. Daniels, the legal man in the ring, trying to capitalize on Low-Key right there to score some points. Oh, Daniels like a wolf on Low-Key.
2. Oh. Daniels knows that he's racing against the clock here. Low-Key's in the driver's position with 3 points. Daniels knows. Whoa. For the STO. But turned it into a different version of the STO, dropping him on his face. That's
2 and 9/10, and Daniels is so close he can taste it while Spanky and Williams battle on the outside of the ring. Daniels and Low-Key are inside. They're turning it up.
But they shouldn't be battling on the outside. Williams and Spanky should be inside.
Doug Williams and Spanky are completely out of it after that spinning DDT from the apron to the floor. They might not be able to get back in this match.
Oh my goodness, that's no good for them, but it's good for Christopher Daniels as he is taking advantage of Low-Key right now.
Daniels in control, the ring general, the veteran, the 10-year veteran of the industry right now with the greener Low-Key in the corner, the man who he has said on numerous occasions he does not like personally or professionally, Chris Daniels, who has created the prophecy to bring down ROH and will bring down Low-Key with that.
Donnie B, I don't think Doug Williams or Spanky are getting up. They're down. They're out. Which means if they don't get up, it's down to Christopher Daniels and Low-Key. Low-Key with 3 points. Christopher Daniels with 2 points. And the fans are showing their appreciation. They want these 2 men to go at it. And Daniels is on top.
Oh, lateral press by Daniels. Low-Key barely able to inch out. He must be saying to himself, I've got to sustain. I've got to keep going. Daniels is hot on my heels, nipping at the bud right now, looking for some points.
The heat, the disrespect, the chokeouts. It's all come down to this moment. The ROH title. 3 points for Key. 2 points for Daniels. This is what these 2 are fighting for. Who cares how much they hate each other? They're looking to win that championship.
But like you just saw, Steve, Daniels clubbing away at the back of Low-Key with those forearms, perhaps trying to soften him up to hit the patented finish of the Angel's Wings. If Daniels can hit the Angel's Wings this late in the match, I can assure you he'll be well on his way to the title.
That's right. Daniels looks like he's in position. Low-Key is in big trouble here.
Low-Key shoots Daniels off the ropes. Daniels able to snatch up Low-Key in a Death Valley driver position. Drops him, looking for that last right, Steve, but he pinned him with once. No, Low-Key reverses.
But in its second reverse, a kick to Daniels' head, but he blocked it. There he goes. Dragon Sleeper. Dragon Sleeper. This is it.
Low-Key's own move being used against him right here by Daniels. The move that Daniels was in for almost 15 minutes on the last show.
Can Low-Key survive this, though? He's in the middle of the ring. He's in the middle
sleeper.
But it might be. He might have to tap out for his own health. This is unbelievable. Daniels has got it. Daniels is going to be the Ring of Honor champion.
He's trying to make him submit. He's trying to make Low-Ki submit right now. Will he submit?
Unbelievable. You know, Low-Ki's
Less than a minute. Less than a minute, Steve. We're looking at the clock, so there's less than a minute. Can Low-Ki hold on?
He kicked out of it. He kicked out of it. Oh,
Low-Ki hits the last right, Steve. Corino right there on Daniels.
His own move. That's it.
That's it. That's it. We have a winner, Steve.
Low-Ki is the first Ring of Honor champion. Low-Ki is the first Ring of Honor champion. We just witnessed history. This is truly a special match. The ROH title has to be prestigious after four of the greatest professional wrestlers in the world went 60 minutes in 90+ degree heat. All that for the championship title. There is your champion, the first Ring of Honor champion, Low-Ki.
This is Big 80's Dunn.
got your shit to talk right there. Doug's right there, baby. Right there, right there. It's right there.
For 1 hour, I went out there and showed everyone that this isn't no joke. I'm in this business for a reason, to prove that I love my art. And I went out there and showed everybody how much love I got for this. That match was for Russ Haas. That was my brother. And Charlie, when you get a hold of this, you know this was for you too.
I'm KMF. Get some water, you baby. You need it. Get some water, baby. Get some water.
That's us, baby.
Rock, bring another. Drink up, get fluid. Get fluid. Oh, you're going to the hospital.
Everybody at home, you have no idea how hot it is in there. You're lucky you got some ACs at your home. Once again, House of Pain. HOP. Let's take it. Fucking quick in my leg. I tried to shit one too times. Come on, get my back. Get my back. Get my back. Where's this shit at now, right? Now it's a big one.
Come on, Jay, let's go. Rod's leaving. Mark, what's your problem? Why the hell are you laughing? Your match, you lost again. You can't touch me, Jay. This is Pennsylvania. I ain't 18 years old. You'll lose your wrestling license. You know something, Mark? Next month, Ring of Honor is going to be in Boston. There is no commission up there, Mark. You don't have to worry about your license. I can touch you all I want up there, Mark. I'm challenging you right now, August 24th, Boston. Me versus you. Hey, you just lose again.
This is ridiculous, Chris. You pinned Loki. They're just trying to do this to us. They always mess with us. You know that, right?
That's right.
You know you pinned him, right?
This isn't the end of the prophecy.
You know it's not.
This isn't the end.
It's not the end, Chris.
This isn't the end.
It's not. You were robbed.
What the hell? What the hell was that? What are you doing? What the hell was that? I wasn't pinned. I wasn't pinned tonight. How could I lose that match? In fact, I pinned Loki. How could he be the first Ring of Honor champion?
Come on, Chris. I was just following the rules. Come on, Chris. I was just doing my job. I'm just following the code of honor.
What did you say? Did you say code of honor? I don't want to hear those words out of your mouth or anyone's mouth ever again. You think this is the end? This is just the beginning. In fact, this is the beginning of the end of Ring of Honor. This isn't the end of the prophecy at all. And when I come back here, I'm going to take care of matters. I'm going to take it into my own hands. It could have been so easy. But no, the Code of Honor, the Ring of Honor, they had to screw me. This isn't the end at all. It's going to be the end for you, though. You tell the uppity-ups at the Ring of Honor that they haven't seen the last of the fallen angel or the prophecy. You got that? You got it?